reason, you were away from the center of festivities in this little town in the middle of nowhere, and decided, heard the sounds of fighting breaking out and have come rushing over. And it's a natural 20. Of course it is.
Start recording. If you do. I don't know if you just been using mine.
Man, this has been your show.
Okay, just making sure.
All right. So, this is perfect. As the fighting has broken out and devolved into pandemonium here, Seven, you arrive on the scene. What do you do?
I have no, yeah, I mean, Seven's as confused as I am. What the hell is going? I mean, there's like a billion people on this map. Are they all looking hostile? Like, what's going on here?
There is quite a bit of hostility. You see many people simply shouting, screaming, and running for their lives. However, there are a handful who seem to be locked in combat with your companions, as well as some strange-looking stout, gray-skinned creatures with hooves and great, wild-looking manes of hair all over their heads and bodies. And there's also a group of half-orcs who all have weapons drawn and seem to be in the midst of fighting as well. There's also giant spiders and wild animals like wolves and a bear. So, have fun.
If you zoom in, anyone that has a blue reddish ring around the picture is an enemy, along with the classic all red ones around the rock nose.
Yeah, and one of the half-orcs is going to be Ryland's new girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I really want to help here, but I have like no idea what's going on.
So you guys,
and you guys were trying to protect this.
Yeah, that was me. Next to Safine up on the roof, a dimension door.
Oh, that's the one you're protecting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the other named people here, are they like, were they part of the ceremony, or are they hostile or friendly or what?
So Yeva's a bitch, and the other two. One is the mayor? Crollo?
Oh yeah, that's the dad.
That's the dad, and Natasha over there is the mother, I believe.
Yeah.
So basically the named people are family. So you got like 5 enemies over here by the spiders on the right side.
These are the scraggly looking dudes, like right in front of you. Like those are the dudes trying to rope Iveta and like drag her away.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And there's 2 more of those up here, along with a handful of enemies kind of just displaced around us. And then a whole new set of them, too, up here around Safine.
And I think they're climbing up on the roof to try and grab Iveta.
Yeah, I got 2 with me on the roof.
The half-orcs are shooting longbows to help us. Or just kill the many. And then we also have this, like, KGB-looking dude who's apparently been following us since the city. So that's cool.
Yeah, he followed us from Miraval. He's from the Immigration Center.
The Integration Center.
Or tourism, I don't know. He's one of them.
Alright, well, I gotta do something, so, I guess I'll I'll use the bonus action and let my swords get all spinny around me. So I'll do that. And then I'm gonna run up somewhere where I can be more help. Can I get to... Let's see where I can get to. Let me get to closer to Ryland. There. And then, I'm wizardy, so I'll cast a spell or something.
This is apparently a hostile creature, so this one right here. So,
that one?
Yeah.
But does he like take a swipe at me as I run past him?
If you do run right past him, he will probably do that, yeah.
Okay, for sure, go for it.
Alright. He's going to, what can he do as a regular old thingamabobber here? He's got a does that relate to anything? The corn is on the ground. What is that supposed to mean? Hang on one second. That just made me realize there's something weird in these stat blocks.
Also, watch out for all the chickens around the table.
Yeah.
Right
Okay, that it literally means nothing. All right, I'll ignore those. Yeah, he'll take a swing at you. Just kind of swings a great club in your general direction. Small critter, big club. It's a 24 to hit you.
Yo, what the fuck?
A 24 to hit me.
These little dudes don't mess around.
Sure. His great club comes swinging and
catches.
As I'm running, do I shield? No, I'm probably like not even expecting him to be like. Is he like short or same size as me?
Yeah, he's a small sized creature.
Yeah, I'm probably just not even paying attention. I probably get whacked by the club. Sure.
He's stunty and burly. Honestly, they look kind of like boulders. They kind of like if one of them stopped moving, you would almost be easy to lose track of them. They just think they look like a rock on the ground. But yeah, he's just lashing out at Seven. Who probably doesn't expect that kind of ferocity. 9 points of bludgeoning damage as you rush past.
Ow! What the hell? Everybody stand down! And he's gonna, I don't know, cast a spell. He'll use this one. Now, the big problem here is I don't know how many. I guess I can hit up to 5 creatures that are within 30 feet of me, but I don't even know which ones I should hit.
Well, you can see that this one seems to be fighting Ryland. These two up here seem to be fighting Cat.
And then you got 2 more rock gnomes there.
2 more of these funny-looking gray, hairy creatures, and also a whole bunch of guys that are apparently in the middle of fighting giant spiders.
Alright, well, I'm gonna hit the one who whacked me, and anyone else I can reach that looks like him. Which, maybe none of them? Let's see. I don't see any more Nomi dudes close to me. Are there even 5 bad guys within 30 feet of me?
I'm sure you can get there. There's 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think so. There's these. No, that one's too far. And there might just be 4.
All right. Well, all four of them are gonna get an attack.
All right.
So that was the first one, and then I'll just roll 3 more.
Choose up to creatures. It takes 60-10. Okay. So the first one was a 20 against this.
I mean, if you moved 5 feet forward, and then cast a spell, you would have been able to hit more.
I think this is the limit of my movement.
Gotcha.
All right, let's see here. I'm just gonna take these left to right roughly, but I'll assign that first one to the creature that attacked you. So a 21 is a hit against this dude over here. Your swords slash through him, and he goes down, dead on the spot. 11 is a miss against this fellow who's trying to fight Ryland. 27 would be a hit on this guy here who's tangled up in a web. Technically, the attack is at advantage because he's restrained. But 31 points of force damage are going to do a real number on him. Somehow the swords hurt him without damaging the web that he's wrapped up in. He's wounded, but he is not dead, as he is struggling with the silk threads and now flying swords. And of course that first attack, 39 points of damage. Really nasty. On the strange gray creature who will take all of that. I think that's all the damage, all the attacks.
Okay, and then it says I teleport within 5 feet of one of them.
If you want one. That's not mandatory.
Right, but I do want to help out. What about this woman here? Did I hit her?
No.
She's a good read.
If you hit her, Ryland would probably be very upset.
She's a girlfriend.
Oh, she's the girlfriend.
She's just a lady.
Casual.
You could go right behind this one and give Ryland flanking.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that. I'll go right behind that one, and
Watch the chickens.
and then he'll just be like, just like spinning around, like looking at everybody, like, holy fuck, what's going on? What happened?
There's a whole bunch of chickens on the ground around you going.
Are the chickens hostile?
They vary.
Could I have hit one of the chickens?
Yeah, sure. You can murder a chicken.
I mean, if they look like they're attacked, I mean, I don't know.
They look like normal chickens.
All right, not demonic chickens or anything.
They look very confused. They're
Although all
clucking and
chickens look
flapping
a
around.
little demonic to me.
Yeah.
That's true. Real chickens are a little creepy. So. Okay. We got this guy who is bound up in the webbing and is kind of screwed. He's gonna try and get free. Can you damage the web again?
Yep.
I think you can.
10
Okay.
AC, 5 hit points.
All right, he's gonna do his best here. 5 hit points, huh? All right, I'm gonna have him do it with his short sword since it seems like it would be easier to get a short sword into position. Ooh, okay. Hits and deals enough damage to cut himself free. He's going to stand, which is going to be half his movement, and that's just enough. He's going to leave these spiders alone. He's not liking what they're doing. He's going to come over here and try to get to Ryland. And he's still got attacks. So he's going to finish up with a longsword attack. It's just one-handed now since he's got the short sword in the other hand. Oh, but it's only a 9 against Ryland. Actually, can the other guy give him his reaction advantage? Yeah, they're flanking. Yeah. How's a 20 strike you, Ryland? Kevin.
Probably a good bit.
Mysteriously silent. Kevin? That's you, Kevin. Does a 20 hit you? Okay. In that case, you are going to take 11 points of slashing damage as this guy cuts into you from over here. All of the scouts, all of the half orcs, the members of the Togat tribe, are continuing their barrage. They haven't scored a lot of hits, but they've put a little bit of damage down. Let's see. There's 1, 2. I think I had 3. 1, 2, 3. I think there should be a 4th somewhere. Yeah, I think there's 4 of them who are actively fighting and unloading longbow shots left and right. Ooh, does a 15 hit these guys? I have to remind myself of their AC. No. Alright. Miss. Second one, though, from this guy standing up on the table. He's going to put an arrow into the one right next to Cat, dealing 6 points of piercing damage. The others are going to keep firing. One of them misses both shots. A third one misses both shots. Oh, I think that's one roll too many. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's too many rolls there. Okay, they all miss on the other attacks, as these fighters are clearly quite not only decently armored, but seem to be fairly skilled. And a couple of the arrows go towards the gray, hairy creatures, but the arrows just seem to get caught up in their thick cords of hair. All right, more enemies. This one is also going to attempt to free himself, yanking out a short sword. He's going to try and cut free, and will do just enough damage to free himself of that web. Much more effective than just trying to brute strength it. He's also going to stand from prone, and he's got giant spiders in front of him, so giant spiders are what he's going to kill. Or at least try. One more longsword attack will miss the spider. Enemies. Things start to get a little interesting. This creature...
He got out of his webbing?
He did get out of his webbing, yeah.
Okay.
But he didn't land a hit. The one that just struck you with the club 7 is going to... have this feature? He does not. Okay. He's going to dig into the ground, and he does so incredibly quickly, leaving a small hole as he begins burrowing out of sight. Oh, that'll do. And we got a dead guy here. Safine, you're up. You've seen that a couple of these guys have just managed to climb up onto the rooftop that you're on, menacing you with swords. One of them is called out to you in broken common. Give, girl! Don't die. Spiders are attacking. Spiders don't care too much. Alright.
And it's going after the guy they flanked.
Got it. Yeah, one of those will land for 9 points of piercing damage, and also a con save DC 11. That is a failure. Oof, another 12 points
12.
of poison. Not looking great for him.
And then I'm gonna move over to here, and I'm going to because there's not enough tokens on the board. And I realized I should probably still had all my flying instruments up at the fight, but it doesn't matter because I would have dropped it. Because there you go. I am going to animate some objects. Mainly that table down there. So that table, what size is that table, in your opinion?
Which table? That one is a large object, let's say.
Okay, that's 4. I still have 6. What's gonna happen is this. Safine's gonna look at them, smile, cast that, going to animate the table. It's going to flip upside down, and it's going to move 30 feet towards us.
You mean towards you and Avetta?
Yeah, it's going to become a boat for her to float on.
Oh my god. Okay. It'll go floating up into the air. And right up next to you.
I can use my teeth, but I just like the idea of me looking at them and lifting my hand, and with it 6 shingles come off and spinning around like razor blades, these slate shingles, wooden shingles, and 3 of them are going to go after each of these guys. And so this is going to be we'll do 3 for the left first, and this is going to be a +8.
All right, let's see.
So 15, 13, yeah, they're all over 20
All
something.
of those are going to hit.
So that's going to be 1d4 plus 4 damage. So this plus 12. 18 damage to him.
All right. It's a pretty brutal series of rolls there. Less so on the damage. And number 2 is...
So a minimum of 15.
Yeah, the last 2 hit. For...
Another 7 damage.
7 plus... Is there a modifier there?
Plus 8, 15.
Okay. Plus 8, 15. All right.
And then bonus action. Myself, Yvetta, the table, and I don't see anybody who really needs it. You know what? I can hit this orc down. Give him a chance to move, and I'll say like one of my shingles. So that allows the table to move and her to move, and I want her to get. I'm gonna point to the table and get up, and I'm gonna lift the table even higher out of reach.
Okay.
So just because I don't know if both of us could be on the table and fly up.
Yeah, it's a large object. You could have 2 people on it, I think.
Okay, and we are just gonna go up 30 feet.
Inanimate. So an animated object, it has a specific strength score, right, based on its size.
Oh yeah. No, not. Let's see.
It does. Yeah, it's got a 14 strength.
Yeah.
14 times. Can do math. I can do math. I can multiply 2 basic numbers together. I think it's enough. You should be fine.
Okay.
Safine's not a large person. Yeah,
No.
and neither is Avetta. So the table can rise up into the air, giving you a floating platform, now a total of 50 feet in the air, I believe.
Yep.
Very nice. And the orc, yeah, the orc will move, why not? Take the opportunity to close on these enemies a little bit.
I'm back now.
I figure the best way to ingratiate myself is to say fake means, Scion or whatever she's gonna be.
Seems like a decent plan here. A lot more bad guys are up. These guys suddenly find themselves with no enemies to fight, so they are charging. This one's going to dash all the way over here. 7 seems like a threat. I mean, he just pulled out like 15 swords, so he's coming for 7. But that is a dash action. And over here, we've got these little creatures. Gonna come rushing over this way, getting almost directly under the table, and then the orcs do have their bows out, as previously established. He's going to do a funny little maneuver with his feet, almost like he's dancing, as his hair begins to coil itself together and then launches straight up towards Safine and Iveta, all the way up there, reaching 50 feet. 50 feet's good, right? Yes. And it is going to try and snatch Iveta all the way up there. That is a saving throw from Iveta. I'm going to give her a little bit of cover. That will modify her dex save.
Yeah, that's all I was trying to do by flipping it upside down, so...
Yeah. That is enough for her to avoid being caught up in the coiled rope. That poor little creature. Poor little creature. What can it do now? It can take its action, because that is just a thing it does for free. So its action is going to be to chuck some rocks. It's going to chuck some rocks up at Safine angrily. Once again, Safine, you will have half cover up there.
That's +2?
Yes, that's a +2. So just a 13 to hit you, followed by an 18.
That is my... This might be really bad if I,
if you fall 50 feet. Alright, we'll see. We'll see. It's 12 points of bludgeoning damage. Go ahead and give us your concentration check.
Oh, I need to give you a concentration check from that damage earlier.
Oh, yeah, Ryland. Jeez. Alright. Safine, you hang on to your spell at a crucial moment. And Ryland does the same. So many bad guys. Oh, this one's dead, though, so that makes it easier. The commoners are all screaming, running, fleeing, mostly. Getting the heck out of here. I won't move all 50 of them, don't worry. Just kind of get the clumps out of the way. Dudes out of here. And, more bad guys. This one is between a rock and a hard place with Ryland and 7. It would much rather not be compromised like that. So he's going to take a step over here, provoking from Ryland. Do you have a melee weapon available?
Yeah.
He kicks the chicken out of the way.
He'll die for that.
A 15, oh sorry, a 19 is a hit as the log falls in the forest, and this guy takes 7 points of bludgeoning. He's then going to attempt to hit 7. Swinging in. Long sword in 2 hands. Oh no. Not a good start. He's a little hesitant going after 7. And his weapon appears to not be in the best condition as 7 easily parries the strike and the blade chips. Its damage now permanently reduced by 1/4. I'll have to do math on that when the time comes. He's gonna swing a second time. Does a 20 hit 7?
No.
Alright, once again, parried on the second swing. And that is it for that guy. He's now doing a lot less damage. So many more villains in this picture. Another dude who has nobody to go after, so he's going after Ryland. Gonna get right up here. Another one who is fighting Cat. He's gonna try something a little different. They've been swinging in 2-handed on the long sword. He's gonna go for his short sword, dual wielding.
Is he really?
He's been playing Elden Ring lately, and he really wants to get his dual wield build going. But as you can see, he's not used to the timing yet, so he just misses abysmally.
He's experiencing a clipping.
Yeah.
How about we punish that really bad?
These hitboxes are messed up somehow.
Yeah,
He's gonna. This other dude is gonna come running in. He's gonna take a different tactic. He's gonna climb up on this wooden platform where they have their ceremonial proceedings, and he's gonna whip out a crossbow.
Oh.
You might be wondering.
So,
What? I was going to say, you might be wondering, is it heavy? The answer is yes. He's shooting at Nimue.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. Nimue has not been getting nearly enough attention here with her token color blending into the ground around her. It's a 19 to hit her.
Ooh, that'll hit.
Alright, 10 points of piercing damage as he puts a crossbow bolt into her. More bad guy. Which one is this? Oh, this dude all the way up here. Yeah, he's gonna come rushing forward. He's not able to do too much about the Safine situation, but he is going to try and shoot at an orc who is shooting at him. And he's gonna miss the orc. Ryland, you're up.
Okay. Give me animal controller here. I'm gonna target that dude who just came in front of me. And I'm just gonna normal inflict wounds on him.
A normal inflict wounds. Let's see it. Oh, a 12 plus a d4, 16. That's still a miss, I'm afraid, as he sees the deadly magic coming
On this guy?
and shies away. Yep.
That's it.
That's it for Ryland, holding his ground. More bad guys. This one is on a rooftop, surrounded by killer shingles. He's just gonna start hacking and slashing at shingles. 2 weapons out. Swing 20 for 1 shingle, dealing at 9 points of damage. I have no idea what the AC is.
18,
18. And the hit points?
20.
The tiny ones have 20 hit points? God damn.
Yep.
Alright.
The table has 61 hit points with the buff on it. Yep.
Well, he's going to miss on his second attack. The 19 will land and deal an additional 8 points of piercing as he is trying to take down even one shingle and not succeeding. Nimue, you're up.
Alrighty. I think that I'm gonna go ahead and activate the tattoo. A little extra damage as a bonus action. And I'm going to run up and try and help Sabine. I'm gonna go right out here. The dark's freaking me out. I'm gonna go back to the normal. Go down 15 from there. Okay, and then she's going to 1-2 punch him. I think I'm gonna try and 1-2 punch him with the knuckles.
Alright, the knuckles do their thing. You're hitting this guy?
Yeah, that one.
Alright, those will both land as you punch him in the back twice. 16 points of damage.
I'll get a little extra d6 from the tattoo. 1.
Alright.
I'll get a little bit of extra damage from Colossus there.
Alright. Hardly a Colossus, but I suppose it still counts. 5 more points.
Let's see. I think that's all that I can do for now.
I need like an alternative token for Nimue that just has giant glowing arms on it.
Yes, we really do though.
And yeah, with the tendrils, so you know exactly how much feet you have.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, bludgeoning away at this little creature that is attempting to harass Veta. And this one sees that Nimue is coming after its friend. Oh, that's not going to help it very much. Can it use one of these? Yeah. That's not going to help either. Alright, it's just going to go for something more straightforward then. It is going to attempt to reach out with its hair towards... Oh, actually, no, it can get close enough. Oh, yeah. This one's got a different strategy. It sees everything that's going on up there. Aveta seems to keep dodging the rope. This isn't the first time she's evaded it. So it is going to reach out with its hair, shooting up and wrapping around the entire table, as it will now try to hang on to that. Go ahead and have the table give me a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, let me get his sheet up here.
Yeah. A large animated object has a dex of 10. Actually, no better or worse than Aveta, but it will fail. And this little creature manages to get its hair rope around your flying table. Let's see, what can it do while it's grappling the target? Oh, the flying table is now technically restrained.
Okay.
It can hover. Okay, so it's not going to fall or anything like that.
Right.
And it can't go anywhere though while it's restrained. Don't Actually, I can explain perfectly how that happens, because the rope, which was previously flexible, now suddenly becomes rigid and seemingly hard as iron, holding the table exactly in place there. And that's all it can do for the moment on that front. So it's going to use its action and also hurl a couple of rocks up towards Safine. That's just a 13 and a 28.
Yeah.
It hurls a boulder, which seemingly just materialized in its hand, and it goes flying up to deal you 14 points of damage.
Incoming con check.
And yeah, give me another concentration check.
Pretty good.
You're still good. And then these two creatures speak to each other.
Ooh,
Not
make it
in
like
common. Yeah, Safine, what languages do you know?
Gnomish, Infernal, and
Actually,
Elvish.
Let me see what languages they know.
And Elvish, Gnomish, and Infernal. That's what I can do.
Okay. It is not any of those languages, unfortunately.
Okay.
But Nimue, what are your languages?
Have some weird things.
Let me see. No, I don't see it on your list either. Okay. We've got the KGB agent, as he said, who comes over here, and he is going to bark at Ekaterin and the rest of you, as he says, "They are attempting to flee with the face. Do not let them." And he is going to hurl out with his hand. Yeah, I know, very helpful, isn't it? He just has to give orders. As he hurls out blasts of magical energy from his hands that shoot towards the nearest creature. That fuzzy one who is attacking Safine. He's pretty good to hit. Ooh. Oh dear. He's nailing both of those. Oh, that's not a D20 roll. Sorry, it's a D10. The first one is going to be 8 points of damage. The second one is... Oh, he should get another D10 on there. Oh, damn. He's rolling pretty hard. 32 points of damage as he hits this creature with what you recognize as two Eldritch Blasts. Almost through the turn order. These guys are trying to kill Cat. And he's going to keep swinging two-handed with his longsword. It utterly fails.
All right.
And the animals, which have been a little bit slow to react, are now finally leaping into action. One of the wolves goes bounding over here. Oh, can he get there? No. So he's going to go for this fellow here and begin trying to rip him apart. The brown bear is also going to come trundling after a little bit slower. He's going to have to dash and gets right behind this one. And this wolf is actually not running with the others, but seems to be going around the corner after Yeva, who has by now fled out of this area. it's your turn.
Yeva's about to get another scar. But okay. I guess I'm just gonna attack those dudes right in front.
Don't mind the wolf. It's just trying to eat this man. It's succeeding.
So this is plus a D4, right? I don't think that's gonna hit. Not in the first one. And the second. Upon this man. And I'm gonna go ahead and burn another superiority die to get the attack.
All right. And which?
Yeah.
Sorry, which of the two was it?
It was the guy right in front, and I'm gonna use that superiority die to hit the guy over here.
Got it. All right, let's see the damage.
All right, so that's the damage plus 2d8. Thanks to Holy Weapon. Thank you, Kevin. Riley.
Yeah, he's still holding that.
All right, so that's 22 on this man, and then just 3 points on this guy.
All right. He looks badly wounded there, but he's still staying in the fight. The other one is a little bloodied.
I don't want to do it this early. Fuck it. You know what? I'm just gonna burn my action surge, and I'm just gonna start swinging.
All right, just keep going in. A 19 will hit the one in front of you again.
Oh, no superiority die. This is 14 plus 2d8.
That is enough on the first swing to lay him low.
All right, and then I'm gonna swing again for the guy with that second attack. Oof. 19.
19 hits the second one.
You have
That's
a
D4.
D4, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. So that's plus 2d. Damn.
Nice.
Holy
28 points of damage leaves that fellow pretty ragged.
Pretty ragged. All right, cool. That'll be it.
Okay. Poor dude on the roof is contending with.
He's got a case of shingles.
He's got a case of the shingles. He's going all in with his weapons and just misses, except for with the short sword. He manages to damage one of the shingles around him for 8. And we finally come back to the top of the round. 7 euro.
He actually killed one. He did kill one.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, because he went after the one that he continues to damage.
Oh, I'll take it. Yeah, that makes sense.
That was in between. So yeah.
So is this guy a bad guy?
He is a bad guy.
And I guess the animals are not bad guys?
From what you've seen, they are going after the people who are attacking you. So, enemies of enemies.
Okay, and the little rock dudes, they're on the ground?
They are.
So if I was to and the roof is how high?
About 20 feet up at its peak, 15 at the edges.
Okay, then if I was to launch a fireball somewhere in the air around here, it wouldn't hit the table or Safine or Yvette because they're 50 feet up?
As long as you... Yeah, as long as you aim low enough.
Oh, she moved out of the way. Well,
I feel like if I land one like somewhere in the air around here, I should be able to hit the 2 little gnome dudes and the people on the roof and this guy. I might hit the wolf too, I'm not sure, but
Can throw down the template.
yay, templates.
That's the AoE template. Oh, still haven't put them in. I haven't put them in this game this whole time. That's my bad.
Talked about that in Strahd.
It was in Strahd. They were in Strahd.
Were they?
Yeah. Definitely had them in Strahd. That was the first game I set them up in, because that was the first game I did like that. Okay, so if you were to drop it here and go... Even if you put it on the ground, well, if you put it on the ground, it wouldn't hit those guys. But if you put it 10 feet up, it should do it. Yeah, you can do it. You can hit the guys on the roof and the guys on the ground, and the animals will also be in there. Actually, yeah, no, you would have to hit the animals too. But
Is that innocent, right?
that isn't innocent. Well, no, he'd be out of it because if it's in the air,
Okay.
he's on the ground, so he's good.
Okay.
All right. Sure. Acceptable. Friendly fire, I guess.
All right.
So yeah, like image of brimstone starts glowing, gets whiter and whiter and bright, and then goes boom. And that's a DC 17 save.
And are there 3 of my or 4 of my shingles are in there?
Yeah,
Oh,
four.
I
of them
forgot
are there.
about your shingles. I'm sorry.
It won't matter much if they're all dead, if all the enemies are dead. But let's see the damage. 33 points for those who fail. I'm going to go left to right. We got a couple of fighters on the rooftop. Dex fails, and the next one fails. They're going to take 33. Not quite dead, but very close. Both of them badly burned by that. This guy on the ground is going to make a save. He's going to fail. Take 33. And the 2 little gnomes, as you're calling them, are going to also make dex saves. Oh no. Oh dear. That's bad for them. No. Yeah, nothing to protect them from that, so... the one that has the hair around the table is pretty badly burned up by that, just clinging to life. Most of the hair on his body singed away. The other one's also hurting. Let me roll for the animals, and why don't you roll for your... Did you already cover your shingles there?
Yeah, Dex 18. Oh, so I guess I got +4, doesn't it?
If you say so. I don't know.
Yep. It doesn't matter. They wouldn't. Only one made it. So
All
I got.
right. Well, I can tell you this. The wolf manages to die, even though it passes its save, because that's so much damage. And the bear fails and clings to life with 1 hit point. Alright. I think that's everyone.
You're all making a big fucking mistake. That's the end of my turn.
I think they're starting to realize that.
And they get the guys on the roof are pretty much dead, huh?
They're in rough shape, kind of staggered. They're still smoldering, probably patting out the flames. This guy is still gonna go for Ryland, though. He's in too deep. And he's gonna miss abysmally. All of the scouts are unloading their arrows. Let's just dish out a whole bunch and then we'll resolve them. 1 hit. 2 hits out of all of those.
Jesus.
They're not rolling that great.
Some stormtroopers.
6 6 points that this one's going to deal to the one just south of 7 here. And the last one was fired at another of these cords. Oh. But he's actually resistant to the damage as the archer sort of snarls as he realizes that the arrows just aren't going to be that effective against these little creatures. Still does a little bit more damage, though. And they're going to reposition a little bit, kind of getting into better views where they can cover the battlefield. This lady's not keen to be right up on top of enemies. She technically should have shot at disadvantage. She's not going to move. She's not going to provoke. She's just going to stay there. I think I skipped a guy. I did.
You can skip the one on the roof with me.
Yeah. Oh, did I? Oh.
Wasn't that him?
No, it's this guy down here.
Same art.
Yeah. He's hurt, so he's gonna pull out his crossbow. They're gonna stand shoulder to shoulder up here, just unloading. Taking a shot at Ryland, the nearest target. It's a natural 1.
That's right, boy.
He's going to oh god. He really misfired the crossbow before he even got it aimed properly and pinned his own cloak to the ground. Oh boy. In his panic. Okay, and it's Safine's turn.
Okay, of the two guys, which one looks worse? I'm gonna make my 2 things attack them.
On the roof, you said?
Yeah.
The far guy.
Okay, the natural will do. Okay, they both miss. I'm going to lean over the edge, and he said the guy who's holding onto the table is like in a rough shape.
Yeah, this one down here. Ooh! Good use of magic missile for 7 points of damage.
9.
9? I can do math. I swear I can. Well, the difference between 7 and 9 is the difference between life and death for this guy as the bolts strike him and he collapses to the ground, and as he does so, that hair slips and falls off of the table.
And the table is going to go up 10 feet and over the roof where I am, so that it's a less of a drastic fall if we do fall.
Nice plan there.
That's my bonus action and my action. Okay. It's like the shortest Athene round ever.
The flying table strat, never before seen. All right, this guy's still going after 7. He's like realized he's like spellcaster. I mean, he already knew he was a spellcaster, but he's really intent on trying to take 7 down. Also, not understanding that just because 7's a spellcaster doesn't mean he's easy to hit. And that brash confidence will carry him through to a critical hit. Oh, that is the critical fail deck, not the critical hit deck. Let's see. Critical hit for 7. It was his longsword. Oh, this is a bad one. He slashes at your ankles. It's going to be triple damage, and he's going to knock you prone. And I also need a Constitution saving throw from you, 7.
Any more negative effects you want to pile on there?
No. Actually, sorry. The con save comes when you try to get back up. We'll save that.
Jesus Christ!
So you're just prone, and you're going to take triple damage. That was a pretty nasty one. Let's see here. 12 plus 10 plus 1 more d10. Another 7 for a total of 29 points of damage. He manages to trip up 7 while he was distracted with fireballs perfectly placed in the air. Let's see. This one ain't happy with the fact that Safine has just gone out of reach. Isn't happy with the fact that he's being badly wounded. And he is going to disengage and dive below ground. Commoners are continuing to run and scream. Yeva is fleeing. She's effectively off the map. Her mother is chasing after her, yelling at her. Wolf is coming to kill them. Well, not kill, but chase down. And who's left in terms of bad guys? They're starting to run a little thin. But we got a duo here that are fighting in the Ryland and 7 quadrant. This is the guy with the chipped sword. He's still coming after 7. He sees an opportunity while 7's prone, and he's going to go in with advantage. 2 hands on that long sword. Oh, don't think a 16 comes anywhere close. 15 is even further off. 7 rolls away from the 2 stabs. The next one is still after Ryland. Man, these guys really should have positioned themselves better to flank. 3 attacks this time, Ryland. 1, 2, 3. Hey. If you roll enough times, at least one of them's gonna crit. Jabs at you. All fun and games here. I need you to roll a D100.
Wow. Rare.
Okay. That jab was going right for your face. You only managed to move your head to the side barely. And you're pretty sure you could have lost an eye there, but instead the blade just grazes across the side of your face, opening a gash for 8 points of damage.
Could you imagine? None of your characters have eyes.
This dude's still unloading with his crossbow. He's taking a long shot at Nimue here. Ka-ching! 14. And this one up here just got hit by a fireball. There's a giant bear. He is not happy with the way things look, and he turns and begins to flee.
Oh.
He is technically going to end up just off of the map. Ryland.
Okay, so first things first here. After that bullshit, fucking Riley just got blood dripping down his fucking face right now. He's gonna look over Cap and be like, Cap, take him light back. Nah,
Drop it!
And I am using my bonus action to dispel Holy Weapon. And I'm going to target all the enemies within 30 feet. So it should be the one next to Cat, this one here, this one, the 2 flank next to 7, and the one directly in front of me.
Alright.
And they gotta make a DC 18 Constitution saving throw.
Are you limited in the number?
No.
Or is it
says
just
each
with...
creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of the weapon, which Cat's holding, must make a Constitution.
Oh, of the weapon. Oh, sorry. This is the tail end of holy weapon. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
That is gonna be a con save. Interesting.
DC
Let's
18.
see it. DC 18 con save. The one next to Cat fails. The ones next to 7 fail.
Oh, wait, do I have to make that fail? That's
No, it's only the creatures I choose.
And the one next to you is also in range, I think.
Yeah. Oh.
He's the only one who passes.
Yeah, because I can't get this guy. And then I don't think any other enemies are within 30 feet of him.
I mean, the KGB guy is kind of a dick.
Okay. And so they will take... Those first 3 will take 24, and the last guy will take 12. And those first 3 are also blinded for 1 minute.
Yeah, this guy is blind because he's dead. And these 2 are gonna take 24. And be blind for 1 minute? That's it? They're just blind?
Yep. They take the full 24 and blind for a minute, and the other guy just takes half.
Alright.
And that was just my bonus action.
Okay.
Now for the action, since I was just dismissing a spell, I'm gonna pull out that handy dandy LDAV book and flip to that page with all my animals on it.
Oh, no way.
And I'm gonna cast Spirit Guardians. And
Spirit
all
Guardians.
hostile creatures. And the chickens.
Alright. And the chickens. Okay, anything else from Ryland? Alright, these guys on the roof are in a bad way. These ones are gonna climb up over the roof line and sort of clamber down over here. And I think he's in the clear. So he's going to make one last desperate gambit with his heavy crossbow, aiming up at Safine. Firing off a shot, but it's just a 15! 15 is no good for Safine, I don't think. Yeah.
Part of me wants to just slam the table down on like a hydraulic shit.
And he's going to then drop down off of the roof, trying to slip and slide down as gracefully as he can. Not very gracefully, considering how badly burned he was. He's going to take a little extra damage. Ooh! Not good in his shape. Fall prone, and that's all he's got in him. He can't even stand up. Nimue.
To come on down and provide some support to Stone and Ryland. Come up here, and I'll start trying to pick out these guys, pick them off. Maybe I'm gonna go for this one.
Right.
We're gonna do.
He's blind, so everything's at advantage. 24 hits him. 24 hits him again.
Twice.
15 points of damage. He's still standing.
And then this is the tattoo and Colossus Slayer.
Another 4. Still standing.
Thinking about doing it anyways. I'm gonna spend a key point. We're gonna flurry of blows. Do 2 more pow-pows.
Giant shadowy arms swinging down, striking him for another 6. And another 7, 13. Oh man, he's still alive. Although he looks like he could topple at any second.
Well, I think that's about as close as I can get him.
Alright. And the dark cloaked figure who you know as a member of the Mortal Hands is going to move over here. Actually, no. He sees that she's up there. Actually, no, he can... Yeah, there's still some danger, so he's going to move over here. 30 feet. Gonna get climbing over here. He can see the guy up on the roof, and he's just going to take some shots at him. He's got some cover due to the roof line, but this guy doesn't care. Scores 2 hits. Add it all together real quick. Just make it easier this way. 17 points of damage. He blasts the guy off of the roof, and he falls down screaming and crushes into some crates, and he's dead. We got a lot of dead guys in initiative. That just brings us to the animals. And the bear's running out of targets. But the bear doesn't care. Cat, do you let the bear pass through your square?
Sure, yeah. Cat loves bears. Fuck it.
Just imagining her like, yeah, no, bear.
Oh,
actually,
yes, I love bears.
Actually,
Bears are great.
take it back. The bear can't get there. The bear's just gonna go over here. Ryland, does that mean it has to deal with your aura? Technically,
if it's hostile to us, that was the condition I set. Hostile to like the party.
Okay, sure. In that case, the bear just enters into the aura and is going to bite at this blind guy who Nimue just beat the crap out of. It has advantage, so it's a 22, and the bear just lunges in, grabs his head in its mouth, and just yanks him to the side. He goes flying, smacks into some tables, and he is dead.
Nice.
Oh.
The wolf is in hot pursuit. Cat, it's your turn.
I'm assuming
Inspired.
all the chickens died on that turn.
All the chickens are
and inspired by both the symbol of my mercenary company and of my house, I'm gonna yell, "Divide, bear, divide!" And she's just gonna run up. I know that these guys are gonna take a bunch of damage from the aura, but fuck it. I'm just gonna start swinging. Plus a d4. But they're all at advantage, aren't they?
They are all at advantage because he's. Oh wait, which this guy? Or this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's blind.
We'll go for Ryan, for the one.
The one that's going after Rylan. Okay, you're not swinging at the blind guy who's standing there next to Seven, clutching at his eyes. You go for the one who's actually a threat.
Yeah.
All right, the first one's. They're both hits thanks to the emboldening bond.
All right. Just 23 points of damage.
23 points. Yeah, he's still standing, but
It's
in a
fucking
bad
dog,
way.
man. All right.
These guys are tanks.
That's it. That's it.
They're little. You know, these aren't your.
Well, these are good. These are good. Menage.
They're good menage. This guy's dead, which means it's 7.
Oh, it's my turn.
It is. Hey, I've got great news. We went from 40 minutes for the first round of combat down to 20 minutes for that one. So We're just flying.
Pretty good.
We're only getting better, man.
I mean, I probably wouldn't do this, but Seven would do this.
Okay.
He's on the ground, and maybe he's like wiping some of the. I don't know, where did he hit me?
That
With his
was
sword attack.
down at your ankles. That's how he knocked you down.
All right, he reaches down his ankle, pulls out a hand with some blood on it. He just he looks pretty pissed off. So he's going to reach out with his. He's gonna grin up at this guy and reach out with his mind. I need him to make a strength check.
Well, the one who did that to you has been mauled by a bear.
No.
But
All right, fine.
sorry. But there's this dude who's blind right next to you, and the other ones that are fighting Ryland.
That's so disappointing. The one who's blind, like, so if I'm on the ground, I can still attack, right? But is it at disadvantage?
Yes. If you're prone, then attacks are at disadvantage. Melee
This guy's
attacks.
blinded, so it cancels.
That is true.
Well, I'm not gonna metagame. I guess Seven will try to stand up.
Okay. All right. Let's get a con save. Let's get a fresh one. All right. All right. I believe that means you're okay. You stand up just fine.
Put some weight on the ankle, test it a little, and then yeah, I'm just gonna try to stab the blind dude.
All right. Stab the blind dude at advantage.
I guess I'll do the booming blade thing, but it's an attack either way, right?
Yep. Oh! Oh! Oh!
Oh, it's just rolling damage. I don't know why.
Oh!
Sorry, let me roll. Let me
That
roll.
seems
this.
remarkably low. Oh no! Okay, well, fortunately the advantage means that's a hit. And we'll take that 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay, and then I think there's a D8 from
Green Flame.
from the what's it called? Booming blade.
Oh, Booming Blade.
So another 4 thunder on top of that.
Okay, so total of 12 there. Poor fellow is blind and now he's being stabbed, and there's vibrating, booming energy around him, whatever that means.
And then the second attack there.
Oh, the second attack, of course. Yeah, that's a hit. Another 5 points.
You can roll again, see if you get a crit.
That's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
You might
Alright.
crit him. No, okay.
Nope.
He's standing there, clutching at his eyes. Just booming sounds all around him, getting stabbed, and probably on the verge of death.
I feel bad stabbing a blind guy, but
It doesn't feel very sporting, does it?
no, it doesn't. Alright, that ends my turn anyway.
He's newly blind. It's all right.
All right. Let's see. This guy here can see.
To make a DC 18 Wisdom saving throw. Just
He can see the spirit animals surrounding him, and he's gonna take wisdom damage, or he's gonna take damage.
Oh my god.
8 points. And that sort of cements it for him. He is going to... Oh, is he just going to dash? Is he going to take one parting series of attacks just vindictively?
His speed is halved. Alright.
Yeah, he's got to dash out of there. 20 feet just to get here. He provokes an opportunity attack, which will miss him.
Plus
Plus a d4 will hit him. Ooh! 10 points of bludgeoning damage. He staggers away limping and dashes as far as he can, trying to get to safety. The archers, It's a good question. Talk at people. Would they... I think they can see which way the winds are turning, and they are not shooting at people who have their backs to them. So instead, they'll shoot at ones who have their fronts to them, and they're just going to hone in on this guy here. Or actually, no, you know what? The ones with the crossbows. There we go. One. Ooh, scoring a hit there. 2. Misses. 3. Misses. 4. Scores a hit. Okay, so still 2 hits in there. This one's backing off at this point. He's blind, so... We've got... Oh, stinky damage. Just 7 points. They hit one of the crossbowmen. And... that brings us to the very man who just got shot. Yeah, he just got hit by 2 arrows. He's also staggering out of here, and he's gone. One by one, your foes are fleeing the field. Safine?
Okay. The shingles should be able to... At least this one should be able to get down there. They have 30 foot.
God, okay.
I'm not
He's
sure if
lying
the other...
there on the ground.
I'm not sure if the other one can get to him or not.
Yeah, it's 20 feet up. We'll say yes. Actually, 15 feet. Yeah, I mean, it might just be a little out of reach. But
I'll just go. Is it advantage or?
yeah, he's prone. Uh, 19 will land. That'll be 5 points of damage. You know, it's got 20 feet of movement. He should. The other one should get there too.
Okay, then I'll just do the 2 attacks. Here they come.
Oh yeah.
Plus, like a lot, 8 or something like that.
Yeah,
The first one hits.
that's a hit. That's a hit. And that is enough for the 2 shingles to go flying down, spinning, and drive themselves into his back. Severing.
Okay. They
He's
ran
fine.
too
He's
far
dead.
away from me. Okay, I can then move, you know, because I see 7 do stuff like this. So, like, George Washington crossing the Delaware. I can get to there. But I'm 60 feet up.
Yes.
Okay, who's around here? Anybody still alive? Is that guy still alive?
That guy's still alive. He's blind on the ground.
That's
That guy's still
65 feet.
alive.
That's not 120 from you, though.
Right. It's well within 120.
Oh, is it? Both guys?
Yeah.
Okay, well, they each get 2 then. First 2 for the guy on the ground, and second 2.
2 what? Magic missiles. There we go.
So 7 to
7.
the first guy, and 8.
7, and the blind guy had a really miserable end to his life as he goes down. And the other guy takes 8. Alrighty.
That's my turn.
Alright. How many are actually left in the fight? Not very many. 1, 2. Yeah, this is pretty much it. This is the last 2. This guy's realizing what a bad spot he's in, and he's going to disengage and try to get out of here, but he's got to make his wisdom save first. And she fails. Rylan, give me 3d8. Ooh! Ooh! Oh. The spirit guardians are just rushing through his body, seeming to singe him with their radiant light. He's disengaging. You not so fast him.
Even if they take the disengage action, damn.
Oh
Oof.
no.
Plus 2?
No. Plus what?
That's right. 16, right?
16 is a miss, unfortunately.
God damn it.
Try to stop him from getting away, but he's getting away. Unfortunately for him, he can only run this far. 5, 10, 15. Oh wait, no, he's gonna go this way. No, there's a table there. 5. He's just getting out of the aura. He's fleeing for his life. The other one's gone. The other one's sprinting out of here. Not even a parting shot. Yeah, he was relatively uninjured, but he just sees everyone else running or dying, and he's out. My only question to you guys at this point is: are you pursuing stragglers, anyone who's fleeing, or are you letting them run away?
I'm not coming down until I know that that rock thing is not willing for us to get down to the ground.
Okay. So Safine's just drifting around up there. You can see the holes where they burrowed into the earth, but aside from the one lying dead on the ground, you don't see the other two.
Do we want to try and capture one?
I'm not sure if they're even around anymore, let alone.
There's one. I mean,
There's
one
one.
relatively close.
Yeva's the one who started this shit.
We do need Yeva.
Yeah, I mean,
would be
Yeva's
more-
a troublemaker.
Yeva would be more interesting after all. I think it'd be okay. 7, I see you're awake. Welcome to the fight.
Where the fuck are we?
Oh, you're in my home country.
Yeah.
I need coffee.
What is that?
It's a drink.
I'm
Made for
fucking with you. Of course I know what coffee is, come on.
You two are canoodling?
No, that wolf is going after Yeva and Mom. That's what I'm thinking.
What? Anyway, where's this Yeva?
And Sophia's gonna bring down the table and lay it right down, crunching over these 3 dead bodies. I'm gonna step off and give my hand to let her down onto the ground.
All right. She will step down off of the table, crunches on the bodies.
I'm gonna. Can I fly up in the air like 80, 90 feet or something and
Sure.
look to see if I see Yeva still fleeing anywhere?
Yeah, you can look and you can see that Yeva has fled, apparently making for the outskirts of town. But you can see that she didn't get tremendously far, as in the middle of a crop field, she is lying on the ground with a wolf clinging to one ankle,
Oh my god.
slowly dragging her back.
Yeah, Seven's gonna float down a little bit and tell everyone that one of the wolves is attempting to bring us a present. If we want to go help it out, he'll point in the direction that he saw her.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Go get our present, Drip.
I am
Okay.
interested, however, Mr. Dark Cloak, dark and tall and cloaky over there.
Yeah. You see that he comes over, and there's like this. There's a one of the many lying on the ground here, just slightly drawing breath. He just reaches out, Eldritch Blast at point blank. You hear a crunching of bone, and then he comes over. Oh, yes, that was well thought of you, I have to say.
You have been following us?
Come now. There is no need to see this as anything unfortunate. It is a happy accident in a way. You were headed this way, I was headed this way. I found it convenient to travel among the servants.
Wait, did he just call us servants?
I don't believe you said that. Right.
So he's talking about the other ones around.
You better have been.
No, I, of course, not referring to you as such. I was traveling amongst your baggage train. That is
We
all.
do have a lot of baggage.
Indeed, you do.
And I assume you are here for the maiden?
That is precisely correct. He will come over to the young girl, and he will do a very slight little bow, and he'll say, Iveta Kralova, my sincerest apologies to be just ever so slightly too late. We had reason to believe that there might be an attempt on your life. I did come as quickly as I could, and I only wish that I had acted sooner. But I am pleased to see you are safe and uninjured. And he kind of leans in a little bit to inspect her face carefully, reaches out one gloved hand and wipes away a smudge of mud.
I don't think she took
Just-
real damage, did
She didn't take any real damage. No, she's. I mean, as he's saying this, she's almost like not processing. She's just still panic breathing and like looking around at the corpses everywhere, and absolutely horrified. As are any of the commoners who are still straggling in the area, just taking in the battle that has broken out in the middle of their town square.
So she doesn't appear to know this person?
She doesn't. No, she looks at him somewhat uncomprehending.
Cat here. You wouldn't mind dragging 2 or 3 of those corpses over here, would you?
What?
Riley's
Uh,
spirit guardians.
Oh,
That's good.
I would not mind. Iveta? Iveta? And Cat's just gonna kind of pat her on the head. Are you okay?
She startles as you pat her and looks at you with wide eyes.
You're safe now. Yes? Your father, I think I saw him around. You should go find him.
Yeah, Krallo will come over here and say, Iveta, are you okay? Are you hurt? And they kind of take her by the shoulders, look her up and down, see that she's uninjured, and wrap her up in a hug. Meanwhile, you can hear sounds of a woman shouting and another woman, a girl, crying as you see the wolf coming around the corner, still dragging Yeva by the ankle, and the woman, Natasha, who you know to be Yeva's mother and Ivetta's mother, uh, beating the wolf on the back with a broom, saying, "Get off of my daughter! Get off!" But the wolf ignores her as it continues to drag Yeva, kicking and screaming, into the town square.
Oh.
If Kat brought that one body up here, I would look right at as Yeva got in there. Oh, Yeva, no celebration. And yet you gave me the presents. Thank you for extending the friendship of your friends to me. I'm gonna take a minute to summon four of her friends in front of her as animated corpses.
Oh.
Oh.
Savine, we're trying to make friends.
That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm making friends.
I don't know if you. Never mind.
She shrieks in horror, Eva, of course, as she watches the dead corpses begin to rise up. Many of the other folk around town are also off put by this, even if they're enemies. The sight of undead makes them queasy, and you see people starting to flee, like hiding behind buildings, running out of sight.
If you want, you can talk to one of them.
Seven.
Seven's gonna walk up to Yeva and he's going to ask her for her hands.
She looks terrified, of course. She doesn't immediately react. She's still lying on the ground there with a bloodied ankle.
I said, show me your hands. Do you want this wolf off you or not?
Check for firework residue.
Firework residue? What, did she do a bomb or something?
Kinda.
Yeah, she tried to M80 her sister's face.
Except for she did it inside my resilient sphere.
Yep.
And that was terrifying.
But what turned out to be the right call.
It's still terrifying.
Yeah, she reluctantly, still shaking with adrenaline and fear, raises out her hands.
All right, I'm gonna take my rope and I'm gonna bind her wrists with one end. And I'm gonna tie the other end to my immovable rod. I'm gonna fly up in the air, and once I get her off her feet, I'm gonna press the button on the immovable rod, and then I'm gonna fly back down. So she's just dangling there by her wrists.
God.
While this is all happening, Ryland's checking on his dance partner.
Yeah, she's fine. She's actually uninjured. And she appraises you, Ryland, a little beat up, and says, "You have blood on you." That's a little deep for her. "You have blood on you."
You know, usually it's not my own, but what can I say? I was a little distracted during this fight.
Your magic is powerful. I am very impressed.
You want to talk about impressed? I saw you out there with that bow. That was pretty good.
She looks a little bashful. It was nothing. I didn't even hit most of the time.
Hey, and I summoned a bunch of chickens. Might as well be 2 peas in a pie.
She looks at all the dead chickens. Can I have one?
Oh, you can have all of them.
I'll bring it home.
I'm happy to help out.
She begins gathering up The dead chickens. Yeah. Meanwhile, the Yeva's mother and father are both. You can see that they're torn, conflicted between what their daughter has just done and the fact that they can see her in distress up there. Natasha is kind of comes over to Seven and she clings to his shoulder. Please, let her down. She made a mistake. Yes, she made a mistake, but don't hurt her, please.
I'm not going to hurt her. But I assume you have laws here, yes?
Yes. The man with the big hat comes over. Of course we have laws, yes.
All I'm doing is restraining a suspected criminal. It's up to you what happens to her.
The man with the big hat says, I am Starosta of Pravi. I will take her into custody. I will see that the correct justice is meted out.
Do you want to take her now or just let her hang for a while?
Let her down. I beg you.
Seven just he nods and he flies up and just presses the button, watches her drop to the ground.
She drops to the ground onto her injured ankle and collapses with a cry of pain. Starosta Korovin kind of reaches down, picks her up. You can see he's holding her firmly, but not unkindly. And he says with an almost sorrowful tone in his voice, I am sorry, Eva, but the crime you have committed goes not against the laws of Pravi. It is a sin against the Fey Queen herself. And he looks to the wolf and the bear, which are both standing there side by side, staring at her. Says, it will be for her to decide your fate.
Excuse me, I don't mind. Just a question. When you say she's gonna decide her fate, you're gonna just give her to the queen? How does that work?
Yes. The queen is here. She is among us even now. She can decide the fate as she sees fit.
You'd see Kat like kind of motion her head towards the bear and the wolf.
Seven awkwardly turns towards the bear and the wolf, and he's like, Your Majesty."
Not like that. Not like that.
Which one is she? Is she the bear?
Isn't that?
Is she
I
both?
go. You know what? I'm just going to drag the bodies. I'll let you handle it. Bye bye.
Seven just looks up to the air and he's like, Your Majesty, I don't understand your traditions here, but this girl, she was just jealous. She's stupid and she's jealous. I'm not saying she doesn't deserve punishment, but if there's some way you could see past her actions, that would be like really cool. Thank you, Queen.
Seven, I'm not sure if you should make an persuasion roll or an animal handling check, but you can roll persuasion for me.
I'm so good at persuasion.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You say all of this, and then you see the bear and the wolf. They are unresponsive to this plea. They just continue to watch Yeva and you a little bit, Seven, as you're addressing them. But then you hear gasps and shouts from some of the nearby commoners, people pointing, and you realize there's movement over by this tree. Suddenly, two figures have appeared. What's all y'all's pass? It's really high. I don't even need to ask
20.
what your passive perception. Ryland's is very high at the very least. Ryland, you actually noticed that these creatures came walking right out of the tree, like right out of the trunk. And they look like this. As soon as I find where they've gotten to. Oh, I think I put them underneath. Yeah.
Oh,
They look like this.
oh no.
Humanoids, although apparently made of plant matter and with featureless faces, they come walking over to Yeva, who lets out a wail of fear seeing them approaching, and Starosta Korovin draws in breath, saying, "The Leshy have come. Truly, the fake queen is amongst us now."
The yellow what?
Yeah, the who? Are these her people?
They are Leshy. They are aspects of the fake queen, born from her control over the very land.
Quite beautiful.
Probably, you'd see Kat just like bow her head as they pass by.
Yeah,
Yeah,
indeed.
I would have my zombies put me down on the chair, so I'm not above that.
Rylan will just stay sitting down, waving, going, "Howdy."
Safine just like cross-legged, arms on the nice red chair, just like a palisade.
Yeah. They lay hands on Yeva, who doesn't even attempt to resist them or flee. She just sort of collapses as she realizes the enormity of her mistake, and they begin dragging her away. Her mother is crying out, "No! Please! Mercy! Mercy! She's young! She's jealous! You cannot do this!" But they continue marching silently out of town. You see any other villagers that are in the area nearby giving wide berth or making signs, some of them raising up their hands towards them with their palm open and out, sort of almost as if making a waving gesture, but not moving their hand, just holding their palm open and spread out towards them. Others are collapsing on the ground in signs of veneration as they just continue to drag Yeva away.
A sad day. It seems that you are going to lose a daughter, no matter which way it went. I'm still curious about why they just didn't fix her face. It's the magic to do.
Why didn't? Is that what you asked? Why didn't they just swing sticks at her face?
No, fix her face. I mean, it's higher level magic, a greater restoration, but I mean, an aspect of the fake queen could be deserving of such high level magic.
Do you ask this of someone as
Yeah.
they're dragging her
Just,
away?
yeah,
Yeah,
not of them. I don't think that they would respond to me.
No.
And Eva wouldn't know why either. So
I'm sure
But
it fits into the fake queen's grand plan.
okay.
Does Seven know, like, from his studies, if like the Fey Queen is actually from this plane, or does she kind of rule from another plane?
I would take a history check here from 7. Okay. Yeah, you've read a fair amount on the subject of the Fey Queen in the past. In fact, you may even recall some details of her uh, rise to power. It's not tremendously ancient history, as Safine reflected last week. The Fey Queen has only really risen to power over the last 250 years or so. Um, although there is very little understood about the exact nature of the Fey Queen, even by scholars who have attempted to study uh, her nature. It does indeed seem that she has some mastery over the lands of her realm. You know that the realm has gradually been growing in size as it has grown to encompass more territory over the years. And you know that there are multiple aspects, uh, multiple forms that the Fey Queen seems to be capable of taking in terms of when she chooses to manifest herself. These Leshy are forms tied to the plants and the natural growing things here in the land, but they are by no means the only form that she can take. And yeah, beyond that, nobody, not even the scholarly texts, not even those who have sought to research it, know precisely where the Fey Queen is, if she's everywhere, or if she's somewhere in particular, if she's actually a Fey creature, or if she's something else. All they know is that her presence is felt, and that she does have a royal palace, of course, where her faces act as her avatars.
So what you're saying is it's unclear but suspicious.
Yes, in short.
Well, then I guess you sort of see Seven. His brow is creased behind his super cool shades.
Meanwhile, Mr. Mortal Hand over here is conversing quietly with Iveta, and he says, "If the many have already plotted this attack against you, it is just a matter of time until they come for you again. We should move you now. It would be best to bring you to Rusaltgrad, where you will be safe. You should gather your things. It is time for us to leave." And
Maybe you can bring the mother along, since she's already lost one. It would be a It's a familiar face for her daughter to see as they can grieve the loss of her sister.
Would Kat know whether or not they see their family or even kept with their family after they become faces?
You can make a history check. Advantage. Since you said Cat kind of stays away from has stayed away from the royal courts and such.
Intentionally.
Yeah. But you do know this that the faces are once they leave their old lives behind, they leave everything and everyone who was part of it.
You would see Kat kind of Sisyphine and just shake her head. Iveta, and Kat kind of gets down onto one knee and looks to her at her level. Are you all right to travel?
Iveta is still stunned, but slowly seems to be coming to her senses. She's like, "Now, no."
I believe so, child. I think our friend here, and she looks up at Mr. Mortalhand, means to move you. Perhaps you would like to, since we are going in the same direction, she looks to Mortalhand, you would perhaps like to travel with us? Although I could not speak for the rest of my friends here.
The mortal hand looks at Cat, seems to appraise a little bit. He says, "The two of us would travel faster together without a baggage train to slow us down."
We could be an extra safety precaution.
If we go, we're sure to have Eldad's blessing along the way.
Did we get a like a information? I know the little blurb in the recap was it said we're here to squash a rebellion, but like what information about that were we given?
Oh, right. So the guys we just fought were part of the many, right? And they are actively fighting the Fake Queen. Mr. KGB here is like part of the state religion, the Mortal Hand, which are like her messengers. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
We've been basically hired by the Empire to squash the rebellion.
Well, yeah, we don't actually know.
No,
so that's good.
Who said that? Nobody has said that. Nobody said anything about squashing a rebellion. You're here to maintain the peace. Oh my god, this sounds way too much like current events. Oh.
And what accent do the people speak here?
They speak this Daril accent.
Yes.
What does it sound like?
Oh, we finally know what Russian is now. It's Daril. Fun.
But yes, the mortal hand thinks about that and then says, "Very well. We will travel together. You're right. There is more safety in numbers, and if the many have already targeted her for abduction, most likely defacement and assassination in the most embarrassing and public fashion, then it would be most wise to keep more eyes about us."
Then, child, you might want to run along, gather your things. I believe me and my friends and I have some words to speak to with the mortal hand here. Yes?
Oh, I lost him. She'll nod, and you'll see that her parents will come and guide her away. And the animals, the bear and the wolf, continue to sort of follow after Iveta at some distance, just keeping their eyes on her as they all head off to her home, likely for one last time. One last familial goodbye and one last chance for her to say farewell to her home of Pravi.
I really like your outfit. I'm talking to the hand guy.
he just glares at Seven and says, "Your standard issue."
It's nice. What is it, velvet? Never mind. Anyway, what can you tell us about the many? I was trying to make friends, but I suck at it.
He
Cat just pats him on the shoulder. Pats Seven on the shoulder.
I can give you lessons.
he just looks at the group of you and he's like, "There is no reason for me to share sensitive information with civilians, most especially foreigners."
Civilians, come now, my friend.
Yeah. At this point,
You would still be following us and tailing us and be doing nothing if it wasn't for us, because one aspect of the Fey Queen would have killed another one. And what would you be doing without us? You have a job because you have us.
I cannot deny your combat effectiveness. Indeed, that is precisely why I have brought them here, says Mr. Zurov, who comes rushing into the scene. He's been lingering somewhere. You're not exactly sure where he was during the fighting, but he comes running forward now, stepping carefully over the corpses past the table. And he says, "You see, this is why I have brought these exceptional individuals from outside of the Zartsval to bring to our fair queen and to present to her as a solution to the problem of the many." And this mortal hand just gazes at the lot of you and he says, "If you have the queen's permission, perhaps there will be information to share. But until that time, I am treating you as I would any other commoner."
Cat's eyebrow just rises.
I looked over to Ryland and I say, I'm beginning to think that he did mean that here.
That what? I didn't hear that.
What?
He broke up a little.
Yeah, my signal is shit. Oh, in Cambodia? I say, Ryland, I'm beginning to think that maybe you did include us in the servant role.
We keep missing the
I'll
middle
type it.
section. Yeah, just type it.
Start from Ryland.
Just type it out.
But my friend, if we are to travel together, I believe we should probably know your name as well. If we are to be treated as peasants, we should probably know each other in the peasant way, yes?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Safine. But if he's a high and mighty, he must know how to read, which means I got something for you to keep busy with on the road there, sir.
Oh no. That is the last person you want to be giving that.
Let's see here.
If he paid attention to me at all, I would have handed him a pamphlet.
Oh god.
I would have gone up all the way across from over here.
I'm imagining Ryland's just approaching with like a grin, and has that pamphlet out,
Oh, I'm speed walking. Like,
and Cat would just swat at the pamphlet.
Like just like a bagger at the grocery store after someone forgot something in the middle of the walking out, and he's just speed walking, holding it up.
Cat would slap that shit down.
Poor him.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's going to ignore these antics that are happening next to him, and he considers for a moment. Says, "It's not so important for you to know the hand by name, but since we will be traveling for convenience, you can call me Ivan," he says with a little smile.
I'm going to assume that is not your real name, but okay.
Well, Ivan, nice to meet you. I got someone you can meet.
Uh-oh.
You ever heard of a little something called Eldath?
Maybe we should get on the road. No? Maybe we should get on the road.
Ivan's got a great story about her, though.
No.
Very interesting.
Yeah, Cat gave a 2 thumbs up review. Said
I did not.
2 thumbs up, would recommend. And then she said something better than the Fae Queen. Something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's shut the fuck up, Ryland.
Yeah, this guy doesn't seem to be particularly bothered or perturbed by this stuff. He just kind of brushes it off and says, "I should go check on the face."
I'm gonna slip the pamphlet into his jacket if he has a pocket on the outside.
Give me sleight of hand. Sleight of hand.
As he's walking. Oh, nice! Nice!
Perfect.
Cat's gonna call out as he's walking away. Her name is Iveta. Ivan. The fucking dick.
Well, he's old.
It's okay. I see a turnaround in his future once he finds that in his pocket.
Zurov stands there amidst the carnage of the festival turned to horror, and he puts his hands on his hips and he says, "Well, I really have to say, I think this was a smashing success."
Go down in the books.
Sir, how much are you paying us again?
Don't you worry about that. He says,
Double it. You think I'm joking because I'm laughing.
he says, "No, honestly, things have gone even better than I could have hoped for. Now, I thought we would be making raw introductions when we arrived in Rusalsgrad, but now the Fey Queen herself has seen you in action."
Did you need to talk to any of these? I refer to any of the corpses around.
He shrugs and says, "There are many. They are one much like the other."
You know
Fair enough.
what disturbs me most, Zerov? The fact that this rebellion or this revolt, what did we decide to call it again? Has gotten so bad that they are attacking faces in the middle of villages.
I do have to admit that that is not exactly the best situation. I imagine that they were hoping to make a big show. Yes, show of power, act which would catch the gaze of the Fey Queen. A tremendous insult it would be to snatch away a face from her at the moment that she was ripe.
Yeah.
What do they want?
what do they want? What don't they want? Yes, they want the same things that everyone fights for: power, money,
Freedom.
freedom. Freedom from
We,
what?
we speak at the same time.
Cat just glares at both of you.
He's like, he doesn't seem to understand. He's like, freedom from what? They are free people already.
So they can worship whoever they want.
Mm-hmm.
Well, uh, let us say that in the Tsar's role, it makes more sense to pay homage to the Fey Queen than some spirits or gods.
They want to.
Well, they are free to worship whoever they wish.
And suffer the consequences.
So what you're saying is I can hop up on this table and call the rest of this village in, and we can have ourselves a little meeting of Eldath.
Eldath.
Zorov, I believe we need to get going, yes?
Yeah,
I think we should get on the road. You're going to kill me.
Zerov does say, yes, in fact, we had just finished concluding some business when it came to the horse situation. Yes, I just acquired a couple of horses, fresh horses, to carry us on our journey, and we will be taking them now, and we will be on our way. And you see the stable hand who had been arguing in the first place. He's calling out, "We don't have a deal that is not taking the horses." And Zurov calls out, "We're taking the fucking horses in the fake queen's name!"
How about you?
Done so much to this village.
Yes. Yes, they have.
It's surprising that this is the way it is all the time.
What, the rebellion or the fake wing?
People in power taking whatever they want.
Yes.
Where is the stable hand?
Is this guy over here?
Cat.
Can
Zechik?
you read the stable hand?
He shakes his head. No.
Is there anybody in this village who can read?
Yeah. There's probably someone around who knows their letters.
And I want to look at what's his name who's bringing up Zerov? I'm gonna look at Zerov. I'm gonna look at Zerov and say, Zerov, if we must take the horses, that's one thing. But we've just done so much to this village, and what's going to happen is if you want my help, and I believe you've seen what I can do, you're going to write a contract that as soon as we arrive there, the number of horses are going to be replenished into this town once we arrive. And they are going to be compensated for the time that they don't have the horses. This is a non-negotiable for me.
Should give me a. I really can't decide if that's persuasion or intimidation.
I know.
think that's intimidation. Let's see intimidation from Safine.
Okay.
It's a very soft sort of intimidation, but
Well, it's like I'm just not going to do what you want me to do. But okay. And here comes the low score.
Yeah,
Nice.
Nice job.
Zurov shrugs and says, "Fine, whatever. This is such a waste of time. We should be on the road
And-
already."
I'm going to take the time to pull out some of my paper and pen and write that up and make sure to explain it to the person who knows there's letters to, and write it in a simple language that they can't get trapped into.
Yeah. He's going to, let's say,
Sign here on both copies. You get one, and you get one.
Okay. Yeah, you draft up a document, and Zerov barely even glances at it. He just kind of takes quill and just scribbles his signature on it. And the other commoner, probably someone on the older side, will come over and read them over and looks a little hesitant getting into this whole situation, but will put their signature on the contract.
Zaychik, you wanted to ask me something?
Yes, lots of things, but right now I feel like we're a little blind. Who else are the players here? There's a hand, there's a face. Are there fingers, toes, knees? What else? What else is there? Why? What are we walking into?
We are walking into an absolute. And she looks over at the Starosta, and she just kind of glares at him. For him, and like motions for him. Excuse us for a moment, my friend.
I should go to find someone to begin cleaning up the bodies.
Yes. We are walking into an absolute totalitarian state where everyone is being watched all the time, and every single thing can be used against you and will be used against you.
Is that in a court of law?
Court of law, that's funny.
Court of the Fey Queen.
You're assuming there's a court.
Well, what other political powers exist here? Who are the agents that control the populace? Besides the hand.
Besides the hands? That's a good question, Anthony.
Well, you already heard about a couple of groups on the way in here. As you came through Minivere, you heard about the Royal Export Consortium, which is a collection of nobles, which, with the blessing of the Fey Queen, seems to regulate the export of goods from the nation. They pretty much run the city of Minivere. You also have now met an agent of the Mortal Hand, who is the state religion, so to speak, who worships the Fey Queen, as you may have gathered. You know that Zurov himself is part of a group that he calls the Society for the Procurement of Exotic Goods and Ideas, who are also a collection of nobles at the Fey Queen's royal court, responsible for obtaining items or concepts, or in your case, people of interest from outside of the realm, and introducing them to the Fey Queen and her royal court personally.
I guess Kat would be thinking in terms of along what Seven was saying, like along we know there's the hand. Are there fingers and toes?
There are no fingers or toes, but you know that the individual digits of the hand, shall we say, have various ranks and titles. I think, as we said last week, you know that the most common among them are carriers, who are the sort of kind of like your local level clergy, priests and priestesses and the like. And as this man has swung into action, another term occurs to you, Kat. Another class of devotees who are known as the wielders.
I can't imagine what they're wielding.
And are there like lords, like nobles who handle like the day-to-day administration of territories, or like, I mean, is there like some sort of middle management in this political structure? Like, how does that work?
There are indeed nobles, but the realm is a very, very large place, and not everywhere exactly has noble families or noble oversight. The more important places will have congregations of nobles who own the land and oversee it, but in a little middle of nowhere town like Pravi, where you were just stopping over to resupply on your way to somewhere more important, it's really just the peasants left to their own regard. Um, they give up their tithes and their taxes when they're due, but besides that, they would have very little oversight out here in the country.
Do they have their own military?
Oh,
Like a
national
local
militia.
town guard?
Yeah, I mean, all of that would be left to the discretion of the locals to manage. You know that the there are usually starostas like Korovin, who are sort of like aldermen or like town elders who are kind of unofficially elected to represent the interests of the town and sort of act as the local politician when it comes to interacting with outsiders. Um, but it's all very loose and very sort of ad hoc out here in the countryside.
So Cat explains all of that, occasionally slipping into Zdarl.
Yeah. Generally speaking, so far to the east in the realm, um, there are very few major cities, and it's mostly wide open countryside. The further west you travel, the more developed it is, and the more sort of uh, structured society becomes.
Yeah.
So I guess what Seven's trying to get to is like this uprising, rebellion, revolt,
Mhm.
freedom fighters, whatever. Like what would they be targeting? Like they're here. I guess they had some involvement in this, and they targeted one of the face, maybe.
Right.
But like, what is the structure that they would be trying to undermine? Right. I guess that's what I'm trying to figure out. I mean, if they can't target the Fey Queen herself, what could they possibly do to disrupt things? Like, how do they wrest control?
Ban the imports of all oils and gas.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Sure.
I think Zurov sort of explained when you guys first accepted the quest, shall we say, that they have mainly been uh, operating by disrupting trade, targeting caravans, attacking. Um, he was claiming that they were just attacking travelers on the road, that they were kidnapping people, and generally acting like a terrorist organization, although he didn't use the term. But it seems like they're really going after uh, disruption of trade in particular. That's kind of what he said. But as you can see, they don't limit themselves to just messing with the merchants. Look here, they've come and invaded this poor little town in the middle of nowhere. They have nothing more valuable than their pigs and horses. And what do? They bring violence. They bring death. They try to kidnap the face. It's madness.
It is. It is indeed. Hey, what a mess.
And they wouldn't dare set foot in Rusovskrad or any of the civilized places.
And
They
before I
would.
left, they wouldn't dare raise a finger against the fake queen. That was about a decade ago. Yes.
Obviously they are a problem, or else I would not have gone through all the effort to bring you this far. But we aren't even close to where we need to be. We have many, many hundreds of miles before us. We should be going. Well, we've already wasted enough time.
I'm glad to agree.
Like a short rest one time.
Sure, we can say that you guys get a short rest in while you are while people are sort of collecting themselves and preparing to make for the road.
Well, that was fun.
Wait, you said we're doing short rest?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't put the latest and greatest map up here. That's okay. This one's good enough. Now we have many miles ahead of us. Still, good 1,000 miles at least until we reach Rusalgrad. So, I suggest that we settle in, let the horses do their jobs, and enjoy this massive carriage that they have requisitioned for our travel. And indeed, Seven, it is like this massive 20-foot wide, 2-story tall carriage that you guys are traveling in. Incredibly luxurious. It's almost like you're in a small house that's on wheels. And the road that you're on is not some dirt track. It is this great raised, flat highway, all made of one solid piece of stone that just rises out of the ground and stretches along through the mountains.
Hello party on the roof.
Ivan will join you for the time being, as will Iveta. And with a horn that sounds from the top of the carriage, your entire group, including a decent-sized train of servants bringing additional animals, pack animals to help pull the carriage and supplies for your journey, all set off together down the road. There are several days of uneventful journeying that follow. The carriage travels fast on this wide, straight and level road. And by switching out the teams of horses, they keep the pace of travel up, hardly bothering to stop as you see more and more of the countryside sweeping past you out of the windows. You begin to, as you travel through the Scutum Mountains here, see unusual formations in the rocks. Every once in a while, you catch sight of something that could almost be a face in the mountainside. The particular overhang that looks like a brow, or a crag that almost looks like a crooked smile. And then finally, at some point along the way, you see one of the mountains just standing there, plain as day, looking like a titan staring out across the land. Something like this.
a little bit bigger than Bosch.
Oh boy.
Does that face happen to look a lot like Avetta's?
If you glance between the girl who's been very quiet this entire journey, and look up at the mountainside, there is a striking similarity. Perhaps even Avetta herself can't help but recognize it, and you see her sort of shiver and turn away from the window.
It's going in. She's kind of terrifying.
I am incredibly lucky. I am honored beyond honor to be her face.
Of course.
I can't wait to reach Usalgrad and meet her in person.
I feel like Nimue would lean down next to Iveta and she would whisper to her, like, what would you do, Iveta, if tomorrow was completely different and you were on your own, just living your own life? If you could be happy being anywhere else, doing anything else.
You mean if I wasn't a face?
You're just Iveta.
You notice her eyes kind of flick up and over at Ivan, who's sitting across the carriage from her, just watching her. And she says, I can't even imagine such a life. It would be terrible, of course. I would never trade anything for this.
Unfortunate.
I'm lucky, yes. I'm lucky. Everyone in Pravi says so.
You are. Of course you are.
And eventually, your days on the road bring you past another town. This one significantly larger than Pravi. You can make it out in the distance, tucked up against some particularly high peaks of the mountains here. And there's a sign on the road, as well as a large grand ramp that leads down off of it, and indicates that the place is Lymadnum. Zerov will say, I think that we are well supplied enough. There is no need for us to stop over here. It will only delay our arrival in Rusasgrad.
Surely taking half an hour to admire the view wouldn't delay us too much.
I suppose a certain stop a little bit further, my friend. Along the Ordenaya. Perhaps we could. I have a feeling we might be coming back here, since it is the birthplace of the revolt. Yes?
I made the pamphlet. I'm uploading it real quick, just so you know.
Okay.
Ivan, for his part, will say, I agree with it, Catherine. Considering that the many has already made one attempt on the Face's life, I would not put her in further danger. We should move on. Are you tired of the same old guys neglecting you?
It's a trifold.
It's a Oh my god.
Oh my god! You drew a stick figure of yourself.
Everybody. Eldath is better than fake.
Oh no.
It's beautiful.
And me, Rylan. And me, Rylan. Why did you have to throw me in there?
Okay.
That's not how you spell my name, Rylan.
I'm not the smartest person.
It's okay, Rylan.
Please ask any of us. Oh my god. That's pretty great. I would give you an inspiration point, but I think you already have like 5. Yeah, exactly.
I do love all the gold and the 2 minions for the queen.
Yeah. Well, let me ask this. Does anyone insist on stopping here, or are you for now content to move along?
How sad
I don't-
and oppressed does this place look?
Well, you can see that there are is a considerably larger population here than in Pravi, and much more centralized, with many houses and structures that seem to be built up around one large central one, which is belching out black smoke currently. Zhirov would say that would be the Lymadnum smelter. Yes, it is a big mining town. They process the ore and send it on its way. Very lucrative.
So real salt of the earth kind of people. No nonsense.
Depends on who you talk to. The nobles are, well, they are keen to keep the smeltery running.
Yeah, we could pass on this town.
Okay. All right. In that case, I am going to move things along a little bit. There are many days of travel on the road. You see more sights, more instances of that face as you go, sometimes in the mountains, sometimes in the shape of a broad rolling hill out to the east, sometimes even in the clouds above. Momentary visages that appear gazing down upon the land before the wind blows and they shift and dissipate. You begin to leave behind the mountains with the sprawling open plains of the steppe oblast and begin to move into more heavily forested area. The road continues on smooth as ever, gently swooping and curving to follow the contours of the land, leading you past tiny towns with uneventful stopovers, just continuing to resupply as you move. You pass by a fairly large city by the name of Kemingrad, which is situated right here on a promontory along a massive lake. You only pass through the city long enough to cross over one of its bridges, bringing you over the Konj River. And continue along. once again, as you approach the city of Velinastad, Zurov urges that you take wide berth, and as he says this, you see Ivan sort of give a little smile to himself and says, "Oh, come now, Zurov. Are you not a devout man?" And Zurov kind of says, "Oh, well, Velinastad is, of course, the home of the great, oh, hang on one second, I've already forgotten what it's called.
The incultations of omnipresence.
It is the seat of the Mortal Hands, of course, and their great cathedral.
Ivan, stop torturing the poor man. Yes?
Ah, that is right. It is called Basilica Paradoilia.
The Church of Doilies?
No, Paradoilia.
Paradoilia.
It might just be me, but Book of Eldath's a bit easier to pronounce.
At this
And-
point, you probably see Kat growing a little bit more nervous, like kind of shifting in her seat.
Nowhere in all of the realm has a place been so blessed by the Fey Queen as Velinastad. Not even her capital city, Rusalgrad, or her palace there have been so honored by her presence. They say the very walls of the city themselves bear her face in each brick.
You know,
What
this
she-
just might be me taking a swing at things here, but that is a nice waterfall. And do you know who loves waterfalls?
Oh no.
Eldath. So I'm just saying, there might not be a lot of, followers here, but maybe Eldath had her share of protecting this city.
Doesn't Eldath appear in waterfalls?
And she does, Nimue.
Perhaps in other places, but there is only one who appears in the water here. And that is Vodna Voy.
This place.
Does she
Vodna-
stick to the
Vodna.
river, the streams that she's used to?
Vodyanoi comes when she wishes and departs when she will.
Okay, but like, how nice is she?
She is the Fey Queen.
Okay, but like, how nice is she? What does she ask of her followers? Because Eldath doesn't ask much. I'm just, trying to compare.
It is simple, truly simple. Obedience is what she asks. Why can't I? There we go. And I realized that this map has the wrong label on it. But here. Oh, you know what? I didn't give you a quick view. This is what you see of Kemengrad in the distance as you make your way past a great fortress there on the lake guarding it. And you can probably, you're not quite this close, but you can probably make out the spires and domes of the Basilica Peridolia. Peridolia. I'm not going to pretend I know exactly how to pronounce that. Look it up. But you do see it at a distance, something like this.
A little hint of Barovianess.
And eventually, you begin to follow along the course of a river that leads north. It is, of course, the Olenaya River. And Kat, you begin to see some familiar sights, countryside that you recognize from your youth and perhaps had forgotten about for over a decade.
Cat would probably climb out of the carriage and climb on top without saying a word.
Okay.
But she'd probably look down and like say something in Zdaro to the driver and yell back, "There's a town up ahead. We should stop there for supplies."
Zurov thinks about it a moment and says, the horses are winded. They could use a break. Sure. Why not? Let us stop over.
That's
We weren't asking.
great.
He just
Thank
kind
you,
of
Zaychik.
glares at Seven. I don't know. There's I should say that many days have passed on the road here. He probably gotten to hear quite a bit of Zurov as he talks over the many fine qualities of the high court at Usalgrad, and continues to sort of prep you for how you should present yourselves to the fake queen when you meet her, and how you conduct yourselves at court. He offers commentary on the various towns as you go by, which you might see a little bit of on the World Anvil site. And however, you begin to pull off the main highway here down a ramp that leads you to a dirt path. And it quickly becomes apparent that the carriage is far too large to travel this road, and that you'll have to proceed the rest of the way on foot. It's just a couple miles further, and a chilly walk, as over the couple of weeks of travel that this has taken, the air has been growing cooler. It was definitely autumn time in Pravi. You noticed that they were in the midst of bringing in their crops, but there is a definite chill in the air, and indeed, as you walk towards this little town on a river, snow begins to fall lightly and cover the land around you.
Too often that I get to see snow.
I'm assuming we've had a long rest.
Oh, you've had days and days since Pravi.
You would see Kat marching to the front of the little group, and you see that she is looking around with a faint smile on her face. It has been too long. A very long time since I've been here.
Is this it?
Ah, yes. And she'd probably wait until they get out of like the tree line and then gesture up to the palisade on the plateau. This is my home. Visegrad.
So your family like owns this whole place or something?
This and a couple acres, just a few hundred, over that way, and this way, and that way.
So is there gonna be like a parade for you in your honor when we enter?
I haven't been at home since I was. She thinks about it for a moment. Since I was 18, and I'm 26. How long is that?
You know,
7, how long is that? It's 8 years. I haven't been here in 8 years.
Now that you're one of Elgath's newest followers,
I never agreed
it
to
may
that.
be good to introduce the people here to Elgath.
Right. Well, let's see if I am even welcome. Yes,
Are you afraid of anyone's reactions?
I'm afraid of anyone's reactions.
We should
Why?
find-
Why wouldn't you be welcome, Cat?
Yeah.
You're a returning war hero. You've fought many great battles in the name of the Xantum Empire.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're
Make
bringing
you-
your people a welcoming God.
Well,
Is
let's
that a
just
waterfall
see.
over there?
Yes, there certainly is a waterfall. I have not seen my family in some time, so and she starts walking towards the gates.
All right. You make your way up towards the gate. There's a couple of guards, retainers, who are just on duty there, observing you.
I march forward and I say, Lady Katarina has arrived. Open the gates.
They look at each other. Who?
Did you not hear me?
I step up and say, Lady Katerina Markov.
They look at each other, and then there's a look of recognition. Katarina, you in particular will note that these two men look on the younger side. You don't recognize them as part of your family's retainer from when you were here many years ago. But they will say, yes, yes, of course, you may enter. Proceed.
Thank you. Is the Lord here, Mikhail?
Mikhail, he is present. You can see that he seems a little bit confused when you say that.
Kat is taken aback for a moment, and she thinks, "Is Lord Leonid here?"
Yes, Lord Leonid is up at the Dutch, of course.
Yes, I thought as much. Do me a favor, Device. Don't announce that I'm here yet. And she walks on through.
What do you mean don't announce? We should send a runner. They should start the parade.
No, I don't believe that would be a good idea, my friend. I would like my return to be a quiet thing, yes.
Cat, you are many things, but quiet and timid has never been one of them.
Yeah, I suppose not. Sorry, I'm I've been in a weird mood ever since I got back, and I am not to know. I do not know what to expect.
It is different to see you here.
Yes.
You proceed through the gates, and yeah, the town, perhaps to your comfort, doesn't look terribly different from how you remember it, Kat. Same old buildings, a couple of new ones. There's the statue of the Fey Queen staring down upon all those who enter, as is tradition in every settlement in in the realm to have at least one. Yours is particularly grand. It's especially large, even for the size of this town. Um, and you remember that your father used to tell you that the Fey Queen gave this statue special attention when she raised it as honor to your family.
Cat faintly smiles as she kind of looks and watches the other people and seeing if she recognizes anyone as she passes by.
Yeah, you're kind of looking at the commoners. There might be a couple of faces you recognize, much older than when you knew them. Gray hair, wrinkles. Um, Otherwise, youths who are now adult and working at the market stalls, smithy. And then you recognize a shock of platinum blonde hair tied up in a ponytail that that you definitely recognize.
Uh, oh, no. Has she seen me yet?
No, she's got her back to you, and she's seems to be busy in conversation with it looks like a couple of retainers who are just on guard duty.
Let's see. She she'd probably just watch her for a while, and I'm sure people, the other people in the party would probably see this, but she would kind of briskly walk towards the dacha with another smile on her face.
You just ignore this person and keep going.
Well, not exactly ignoring, but I know I'm probably gonna see her soon.
Okay, fair enough.
Who is
Um,
Well, this is my cousin,
she?
Paulina.
Oh.
oh, there we go. Just trying to get this damn thing straightened out.
She is the child of my uncle Lev, Leonid.
But yeah, you pass her by for the time being, and she maybe glances at the group of you making your way down the street. Sort of an unusual sight, but she doesn't seem to recognize you as you go past.
What's that?
Rylan's just staring.
Ryland's staring.
And you make your way to the dacha itself.
Is there anybody in the family graveyard?
Interesting.
No one dead.
You maybe make your way over to the cemetery and kind of glance over the headstones, see if there are any new names there.
Do you want them to be alive?
Oh no. I don't know about that.
And you breathe a slight sigh of relief, or probably relief, as you realize you don't see any new headstones.
That is good. Hey, okay. Time to face the music, yes?
We've got your back. You're fearless. You're a cat.
Yeah, yes. And she's gonna walk up to the dacha and address the guards.
And
Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
My name is Ekaterina Borislavna Melnikov, and I request entry to the dacha.
Here you see that one of the guards appears much older, and he blinks in surprise as he sees you and says, Lady Cat?
It has been too long.
Oh, it has been so long. You don't even recognize me, do you? Ah, why would you? You were just a young little thing running around. No time to pay attention to who's standing at what corner.
What is your name, Tavash?
Oh, come on. You can guess.
Ah, come on. Okay. It's not Dmitri.
No.
Hold on. Wait. Turn a little bit. Pavel.
Ah! Cat,
Pavel.
Lady Cat. He looks for a moment like he wants to like step forward and hug you, but then he kind of remembers himself and straightens up. He says, Lady Ekaterina, it is an honor to be standing guard here when you come home.
I thank you. Спасибо, Pavel. I hear Uncle Lev is the Lord.
He nods. He says, yes, Uncle Lev is, well, not my uncle, of course, your uncle. Lord Leonid is indeed running the estate and the affairs of the family.
And Mikhail?
Oh, he is well. Would you like me to announce your arrival here?
Yes, if you don't mind.
Anyone in particular? Kind of.
She pauses and she nods and she's like, my brother and my mother, if they are here, and she turns to the rest of the group, like, if we want to avoid awkward family reunions, it would be best, and I'm sure there's plenty in the market if you need to resupply and don't want to watch me awkwardly get yelled at.
Every time I meet people, it's awkward. No worries.
That is fair. That is fair. And I think it would be only appropriate if Uncle Lord Leonid would also come. And I saw my cousin Paulina. She is around.
Yes, Polina and her brother Sergei are both well, they are well.
That is good.
Yes, but let me arrange for your mother and brother. He'll let out a whistle, and a footman will come running, and he will kind of bark a command at him and goes running off. You do still, of course, remember the way to the Grand Hall?
Yes, of course. Could you also have a teapot brought? It was a long journey after all, and I believe it would be good to have some refreshments.
Oh, of course, of course. He'll add an addendum on to the footman who's rushing off already, and then he will open the door and admit you into the dacha. You make your way through to the grand hall and sit yourself down. There is a great fire roaring under the mantle. You see many faces hanging on the wall above you, faces that you remember staring up at a long time ago as a child, still looking down as dour as ever. Your parents painted together in their portrait, as well as a handful of others. Your grandfather there right in the middle, kind of glowering down.
She unconsciously holds her sword a little tighter. And she takes it off and places it on the table.
How are you doing, Katja?
I am okay. I am nervous. Although I'm sure. I'm sorry. Oh, that's someone was talking. I'm sure it'll turn out fine. Yes.
I'm excited to see them.
I wish I could say the same.
I'm sure it's gonna be fun.
Oh yes, yes. Nothing like meeting your brother and mother after 8 years leaving. Yes.
With Mikhail, it'll be good.
Sorry, I was trying to bring up the portrait on the wall, or at least one of them.
You believe me? You know that any father's always happy to see children. It's been decades.
I suppose so. And she points out that particular portrait. That is my mother, my mom, Nadia, and my father, Borislav.
They make an imposing pair. They're beautiful.
Yes, he was a large man. And she. Anyway.
Yeah.
It's a large. Let's see.
He was big, you know? Like a bear. A big beard. He had a very big hat. I got to wear it once.
The servants.
My hair.
The servants bring in food and refreshment, which they put out on the table for you. And a short while later, a door from the private quarters in the family wing opens, and you see a face cat, one that, in spite of the years that have passed, is quite familiar to you.
Cat shoots right up. And she's just kind of, her hands are on the table as she just kind of stares.
He rushes in undignified fashion around the table and comes and he wraps you up in a hug as he says, "Cat, I didn't believe it when I got the letter."
I am so glad you have gotten so strong. Look at you.
Well, when we saw each other last time, I was just a little boy, but it's good to see you. I could hardly believe that you were actually coming home after all these years.
Yes. I'm home for a while. Yes. I've you read my letter. I I found that I am I don't know what to even say, but it is wonderful to see you, brother.
It is good to see you too, Cat. Uh, eh, um, you must be tired, weary from the road. Please enjoy. Everyone, sit down. Who are these people? What
Oh,
are the? Why does that one have so many swords?
I have to introduce you. Yes, these are my friends. This is Ryland, Nimue,
Shimashite.
7.
Yo.
Again. And Safin.
Oh. You have made such companions in your travels. Such a strange bunch. What happened to what were you were doing something, some sort of uh, mercenary band you were trying to get together, right?
The Ursa, yes.
Yeah, so what happened to them?
They are on the border of the Xantom Empire and the Empire Four Winds.
Ah,
My second, Naz, you would love her. She's
Of-
tall, very tall. Almost, no, she's definitely taller than me.
he raises his
uh,
eyebrows. That's very tall.
Is very tall.
No, of course, that's silly of me. That's stupid of me. They wouldn't be here. There is no war here. Then they must make war, right?
Yeah, yes, we go where the war is. Yes, and I have been called back here and helping my friend Lord Zurov with the many.
Ah, yes. They're a rabble. Yes, some sort of peasant rabble. It's been stirring up trouble in the south, the
Yes,
west,
yes,
east.
yes, of course. But I really did want to come and see you and stay for a little while. But I'm afraid I am on my way to Rasotgrad as well to meet the Fake Queen.
His
But
eyes go wide as he says, "Fake Queen, you're going to see her yourself."
yes, me and my friends, we have all been brought to address the issues of peace.
Peace. Now that is a stunning change of pace, my dear. And you look over and see that standing in the doorway, on point, this woman has arrived.
Oh. Sajaviste, Mama?
Ekaterin?
I see you are doing well.
She nods. You can see that her face is a little more creased and careworn than in that portrait, and perhaps a little harder, if possible, in her aspect. And she looks at Kat for a moment appraisingly and says, "You got fat."
I can always expect a good compliment from you, Mama. It is good to
I
see you.
believe it's actually possible. Maybe you're looking at her wallet.
Well, whatever it is not particularly ladylike.
I suppose not, Mama, but I think you and I both know I was never the best lady. Yes?
No, I think we can agree on that.
Oh, can I get a do I get a vote?
Uh,
Sorry,
Uh,
I'm Cat's friend. My name's Seven.
your name is Seven.
I'm sorry to interrupt the reunion, but you should know I've traveled many of the lands of Yon, and I can count on one hand the number of warriors I've met who are braver and stronger than Cat. She is one of the finest that Yon has to offer. And whatever you think she lacks, you haven't seen her in battle. Change your mind.
I have seen her in battle, my dear Seven. I have seen her balk at every tradition we have. I have seen her wage war against common sense, decency. I have seen this sort of things that she gets up to, and I understand that Kat, you have grown quite proficient at causing trouble on a grand scale.
I suppose so, Mama.
If it's a tradition for y'all to have your sword stolen out of your hands, she hasn't balked that one.
That's
And you,
carving her own path.
and you still
And-
have Borislav's sword.
I have the family sword, Mama. I believe it was given to me by Papa before he passed.
Yes, yes. I suppose it is a good thing that he decided on giving it to you and not Alexei. At least one of you has come home.
Lexi, like me, walked his own path, but at least I did it with some semblance of dignity. Yes, but
Now she's got Eldath watching over her.
thank you, Ryland.
In town.
But what is it that has brought you back to Visigar after all these years? Just stop again and say, hello?
I
Diplomatic business. Your daughter was at the forefront of a peace mission.
yes, it is us, my friend. Since we are here for I've been called back, and you see that she is kind of withering, just looking at her mother. But she kind of straightens her back for a second. I've been called here with my friends to take care of the many. We are on our way to go visit have audience with the Fey Queen herself.
That was after we stopped an invasion from another plane at the behest of multiple heads of state, stopped a maelstrom of magic, moved a cult who were awakening the Warforged, and before that, carrying the forces of the Forward empires, while making them hand over fist Latin at the behest of the Phantom empires.
Truly impressive list.
Don't
Yeah.
worry, I can teach. I can teach her how to dance in a ballroom, but I can't teach her how to dance across the battlefield where her true moves can be seen.
Your friends have a talent for flattery, and, well, dare I say, there's a considerable loyalty here. It seems you have done an excellent job, Catherine, surrounding yourselves with those who will sing your praises.
It's not flattery. It's just the truth. But be clear.
Don't. And she holds up a hand with to Sophie, and she just shakes her head. I see that Uncle Liv has taken lordship of the dacha.
You see Mikhail, who's kind of been hanging on every word that the others have had to say about Kat. He goes a little bit stiff and reserved, and Nadia herself nods a little bit gravely and says, "Indeed, your uncle has deemed that as long as there are troubles in the hold, it is best that a steady, confident, experienced hand steer the ship. Yes, it is a matter of time until peace is established, and then when it is right for an easy transition, Mikhail will take his rightful place as lord.
Yes, yes, of course, because Uncle Lev is known to let go of things as soon as he has them. But she kind of just rubs her temples. I suppose I may have given them a right to even say anything about how this family is run. But I can still tell you that that seems like a very bad idea. Yes? But, Mikhail, I am just glad to see you both, no matter the circumstances.
You can see that your Mikhail is still quiet, and Nadia looks like she's about to say something when you suddenly hear a thunderous voice from down the hall.
Where is she? Why was I not told sooner?
And then a large man comes through the doorway and rushes up to you.
Ah! Catherine, come. Give Uncle Lev a hug.
And she.
Oh, it's good to see you.
Oh my gosh! And she pokes his belly. Have you gotten flabby?
Never. No, it's just a little bit of loose skin, old war wound.
Yes, war wound.
Yes.
It's not you getting old, right?
No, never. Look at this strange assortment you bring with you. Love me to introduce you into my home, our home. I am Lord Leonid Radavanovich.
These are my friends, and
You must excuse me, I've been drinking.
No worries, Uncle. Well, I'm sure my friends would love to introduce themselves. I think we have been doing too much talking. Yes.
No need. We'll get introductions later, I'm sure. I get tired of introducing. No. Make yourselves comfortable. Please, this home is open to you.
Thank you, Uncle. But yes, we are on our way to the capital. It's going to be a fun time, I believe.
Nadja, look at that. Your daughter off to Rusalgrad. It's like you always wanted.
Yes, exactly as she always wanted.
But please, unburden yourselves from your journeys. Relax for a little bit. Surely you have time to stay over for a day or two. Oh, Polina, Sergei, they would be so happy to see you. You have to.
Perhaps we can. I would have to consult with shit. What the fuck was his name? The Lord that we're with, Zurov. With Zurov, he was the sponsor of our expedition.
Zhurov. That wouldn't be Leonidovich, would it?
Oh, it is.
Yes. I'll tell you what. You tell him he has personal invitation from Lord Radovanovich, and he will not be able to deny. He is, as you say, social climber, yes, and to dine and to sleep in the dacha of the Melnikov line is only another feather in his cap.
I'm sure he would be honored. What do you all think? Stay for a night? A day?
And it might be a good time for Ryland to send a little message back to that man who had signed that contract to make sure everything's being upheld. The horses.
Oh, he's asking. It might be a good time for Ryland to send back a message to the man you had signed. We signed the contract with to make sure he had some new horses.
I want to make sure that my desires have been fulfilled because I'll be a pain in the ass moving forward.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Kevin, do you know that I made a Zorovich signed a contract with the local village that we had the battle in, that they have to replenish all the horses and pay for every day that they don't have horses.
Probably not. I had to get up a lot during that moment.
Yeah, so I made that contract happen, intimidated them into having it.
Get together.
I'm just Safine's just trying to make sure, you know, things are being taken care of. It's been well care of. Because they also realize they have a strong hand backing them in this town to do so.
Well, we'll talk about that later, Seraphine. Maybe we can all have dinner.
I think what they are saying is we'd be happy to accept your invitation of some rest from our long journey and get at the time she needs to reacquaint herself with her family.
Yes,
We would
yes,
love
yes,
to hear
of course.
stories about young cats.
Oh, you want to hear stories, do you?
I would love to dine
Oh,
with
no.
you and your family, especially Miss Paulina.
Maybe we can hold that back on the stories, yes.
I'm also interested in stories about her grandfather. Anything you might know.
Yes.
Oh,
Sounds like a legendary figure.
Mm-hmm.
Cat looks
Yes.
genuinely surprised at Seven's interest. Well, it sounds like we are accepting your invitation, Uncle and Mama and Mikhail. But yes, I believe that would be fantastic. I can't wait for it. I was
wonderful.
Sergey and Polina.
They are well. They are very well. Yes, they have grown much since you have known them, but they still have more growing to do. You know how it is with the kids these days.
That is fair.
Never quite seeming to reach that age where they get the common sense knocked into them, eh?
Well, sometimes it actually takes blunt force trauma, Uncle.
I'm sure you've gotten plenty of that over the years, haven't you? Yes, you must be rattling around in there with all the common sense.
Is that what they call it? No. Wait. There you go. But I have to regale you with some stories. You should see half the things that this one can do, and she points to Seven. And this one, he talks about his gold. This one, she has arms of ghosts. And honestly, that one scares me.
Ron's
But,
gonna hand him a pamphlet.
I don't know.
Oh, what is this? He takes the pamphlet.
I would also like to pay respects to my father as she kind of.
Are
backs
you
the-
tired of the same old gods neglecting you?
Oh, no.
No! And he tosses it into the fireplace.
Hey,
That warmth
Thank
is
you,
brought to
Rabbit.
you by Eldath.
this is good.
Yes, by all means, take the time you need. Be comfortable. Pay respects. Take your time. Enjoy all that this crowd has to offer. It is our little corner of heaven.
I'm glad to see it's not all changed since I left.
And you will indeed have the opportunity to arrange yourselves in guest quarters. It's nothing is tremendously fancy. Certainly not up to Safine's standards for luxury, but it is comfortable, warm, and well appointed with everything that you could need accounted for. And eventually, you are all invited to sit down for a proper meal, dinner, which includes Leonid's daughter and son, Polina, and Sergei.
Oh yeah, how do they taste?
That's a good one. I like this guy. This guy. Tell me, how do you end up being named after a numeral?
Do you really want to know?
I do. Please. I'm sure it would be a hilarious tale.
It's the number of demons they forced me to eat before I woke up.
Oh,
Excuse me?
demons. Oh.
It's just a joke.
Oh. Yeah. Yes. I get it now.
He is being facetious, Uncle Liv. And Polina and Sergei, you are so grown up.
Yeah, they are. I am. Yes, yes, a lot of things have changed since you've been here, Kat. But I see that in many ways you seem just as you were.
I suppose so, Polina.
I got mauled by a bear. There were scars.
I didn't want to mention them, but
I
they
didn't
make you
even
look
notice.
dignified.
Yes. Well, I like to think that it was the fake queen herself coming down to give a little lesson, eh? You know, about keeping your guard up and paying attention to your surroundings. But
And don't have a more beautiful face than I do.
Yes, very, very much a lesson in life, yes?
and Sergey, have you been in another fight?
Sergei's got bandages on his face.
That's why it's fine.
He just looks coolly across the table at Leonid and he says, "Yes, father."
I hope you put him flat on his ass.
And he says, "Something like that, father."
Sergey, if you're interested in fighting, my friend Nimue over there knows how to fight with their hands. As
Oh,
does my friend Ryland as well.
Yeah.
All by the glory of Eldath.
oh,
You think you gotta really knock him out.
it sounds fascinating. Truly, please tell me more.
Aye.
Punching or about the Eldath?
Oh, whichever you prefer. And he continues picking at his food.
I mean, I could probably punch harder than a bear.
I'm glad to see not everything has changed around here.
I can make spiders as big as a bear.
Oh yes, they can make spiders. Very fascinating.
Spiders, eating of demons, ghost arms. Truly, an accomplished bunch you have here.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm just a host.
It is impressive. You have to admit, Nadia, it is impressive.
Nadia just kind of rolls her eyes. Yes, of course, they are an eclectic bunch.
Eclectic, yes, but also apparently quite powerful. Makes me wonder. No, you are guests here. I would not ask such a thing.
You have something you need
Uncle.
taken care of?
Uncle Liv. Did you just put that bait for us?
No, never.
Yes, you did.
Well, it's just a little a local dispute we've been having. You know the villagers. They are some of the finest archers in the land. Excellent hunters. We hand out hunting licenses for our family hunting grounds. Permit the peasants uh, to take game from there, but only the best. Very egalitarian of us, if I don't do say so myself. But uh, but recently we've been having some problems.
Problems.
Yes. There has been a lack of game this autumn. Normally the forests are abundant, but there have been few bucks seen and other animals besides. It seems that we might have some poachers on our lands. Of course, I've already asked among the peasants, the starotas and such, and they claim that there is no poaching going on and no sign of foreigners in our lands, but they do say there is monster in the forest that they blame for taking the game. I think it is just excuses, but perhaps someone like you could get to the bottom of it. You and your friends, of course, seeing as they are so varied in their abilities.
A monster. And Cat's eyes just kind of drift from Lev to Mikhail, and she kind of raises an eyebrow.
Mikhail say,
It is what the peasants are saying. Something that leaves great big tracks in the mud, and that can swallow animal whole. Yes, they've seen a carcass of a deer with only the rump left. Great big bite marks on its entire body. So the peasants say.
What do
And
you
we've seen wild animals killed by the fake leaves. So how do we know that this one is under her lunch as well?
The Fey Queen would never do such a dishonor to descendants of Melnikov.
What do you all think? Are you down game, you might say, for a monster hunt?
You've done a lot about me. Why shouldn't I return the favor?
I'm always down to return the peace to an area.
Easy.
Well, yes, for such as skillful, powerful, experienced as yourselves, it should be a piece of cake.
Zech, what do you think?
What?
Do you want to go and hunt down the monster?
Whatever.
Okay. Zechik is good.
I mean, it might have magical properties now.
It may.
You would like stuff?
Ah. Well, then, it's agreed.
you can see that the others around the table kind of get quiet for a moment.
Now, save such thoughts for the morning, yes? Let us enjoy our meal and, Catherine, do you still drink?
Of course. Of
Mm.
course.
I have something special I have been saving, just in case you ever showed up again. Come.
You can see Nadia kind of gives him a disapproving look. And he just ignores her completely.
Mikhail is old enough to come. You should be joining us now. You are a man. You are soon to be ruler over these lands. This dacha, they will one day be yours. You should know how to drink. Come.
Uncle
And-
Ben is very fun.
I am the funniest.
He also has very good hearing.
I have excellent ears.
He's really the only one that you remind me of.
You know, my father, Boyslav, he and Uncle Lev were peas in the pot. Yes.
Yeah, and he will invite you to join him for a relaxing night of social drinking, and he's going to pull out a great big pipe somewhere along the way and begin puffing on it as well. And he says,
Now, surely, people like you have come from so far away from the Tsarstvo. You have seen much. You must have stories to tell. Or perhaps there's something you would like to hear. Hmm?
Well, there was this one time. There's a massive tower of light called Ghost Light. Has many ghosts inside, and it controls the tides of magic. And a cult coming from the far west. They disrupted it and caused a great storm to engulf an entire valley. And then
Oh.
Seven flew in on a sword, and then used something called a thunderbolt after dealing with a bunch of warforged. We all did, brokering a peace between many nations. And then Zaychik played something called metal, and then he solved the whole thing.
Death metal.
Death metal,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
This man called the thunder, and the thunder came.
Yes.
Ooh. That sounds, how do you say, radical.
Absolutely.
Oh, it sounds something like the Prisrachli's fate. That is not too far away. And then who's it, Oblast, that you have such an interest in such things? Maybe you'll be curious to see that place. Although I don't think that we have any extra-dimensional invaders there, or thunderbolts or anything.
Thing. In the Husat district, in the Husat Oblast. A good thing we are stopping there, yes, for the capital.
All Husatskrat is in Huset Oblast, yes.
Yes. Is that not what they said? No? Oh, yes. Sorry, I've had a little bit of drink. This is fantastic, by the way. Mikhail, how are you?
Mikhail is looking a little wasted himself. He's not able to keep up with Kat, let alone Uncle Leonid. And yeah, he's just doing his best to hold his own. He's probably kind of sitting over at a table, looking a little blank. He blinks and looks up at you, and you refer to him. I'm doing wonderful, sister. I've never been better. Oh, I still can't believe you're home.
Sometimes I don't believe it's real myself.
Can't believe it. Can't believe it. Believe it. Believe it. Hmm. I think I heard that at least one of you had a question about Radovan.
Oh, I'd love to hear tales. Cat's mentioned him briefly, but
I'm going to get the refill. Be back.
Yes. Papa, I don't know. There has never been a man quite like Radovan Melikov, I have to say. when he passed, there was a change in the world. Yes, it became a softer place. But what do you want to know?
I'd love to hear more about who he was, truly. What sort of man he was, and what sort of fate he met, and, if possible, where I may pay my respects.
Well, you can pay your respects at the what's it called? The mausoleum. It is just outside the dacha, but you'll be paying respects to nothing. There is nobody there. But he was a great man in his way. But greatness should not be confused with goodness. He was a warrior through and through, steel in his heart, steel in his hand, steel in his mind. He was not the sort of man was meant for uh, the lighter touch. He was not meant for the gentler things in life. He was not meant for raising sons, he says. And as he says that, you kind of notice his cheek, where that big vertical scar is over his eye, twitches just a little bit. But he was great, as I said, great for the Swordswall, great for the Fey Queen, one of her most dutiful servants, one of her most effective. When there was a thing that needed doing, he was the one who made sure it happened. This country, I dare say, would not exist as it does today if it was not for him.
What happened to him, if I may ask? Did he die peacefully in his sleep, or violently in battle?
It is, confess, a bit of a mystery, an open mystery. It is a family secret that is not so secret anymore after all these years. He went missing, disappeared, performing some great task for the Fey Queen, utmost secrecy required. I did not know where he had gone or what he was doing. Neither did Borislav. None of us. But wherever he went, never came back. Only his sword, delivered, an honor guard dispatched from Rusalsgrad, along with a letter penned by the Fey Queen herself. It was quite an honor to receive. She was the one who told us in her own hand what had become of Radovan, that he had finally met his match in the service to his queen, and that he had not survived, but that his sword was recovered and delivered. Family sword which passed on to Borislav, and then from there to Catherine.
Surely there could be no greater honor than to pass in the service of the queen of these lands.
In such role, no. There is no greater honor. I can imagine that from foreign places, this might all seem a little fanatical to you, but you must understand that everything we are, everything that the Melnikov line is only because of her. If one had treated you so well, surely you would be loyal. You seem to have forged a bond of loyalty with the Catherine. You must understand what it is to give and take, and to have absolute trust in your companion, in your partners.
You hear that, Cat? He says you have to give me shit.
And Cat stumbles back with 2 cups. He's like, what? What is happening?
He said you've got to give me stuff.
I mean, I could give you stuff, but you never really seem to interested. Wait, what kind of stuff?
I don't know. He just said it's important.
Okay. Let me finish this bottle. And we'll see what we can do.
Nada. Well, the night grows long. You all grow very drunk. And there is a monster that needs slaying in the morning. Ah, monster. I tell you, you're going to go out there, you're going to find some poacher hut with a couple of drunk bastards in it. Probably.
No, we'll probably find it to be much more following than you can have imagined.
You can only hope. That would make things a little more fun.
Uncle Liv knows best. Yes, absolutely.
It's such a good thing that Lady Cat isn't a lady of the courts and ineffective at such a task.
Well said. I can only imagine. I'm not even sure I heard what you said. I'm so fucking drunk.
Katjan, didn't you say that the Ursa has a drinking soak?
Oh no, I don't think that's a good idea. But you know what? I'm going to sing an old song, one that Uncle Liv knows very well. I'm just gonna post it because I don't think it would work.
Bella Ciao.
High track speed. Not gonna know him.
It's not that. I wish it was.
I gotta go, guys.
Bella Ciao.
And she's just gonna get up and start singing. That is not Bella Ciao, actually. It probably should have been Bella Ciao, but it is not. And she would yell, "Uncle Liv, get your thing. What's it called?
Accordion?
Accordion. Get your accordion, please."
I feel like there's another term for it.
Probably. I don't know.
More locally appropriate term, but you get the point. And he starts to play.
And Cat starts to sing. Long into the night.
And she does indeed sing into the night. Mikhail does his best to join in for a little bit before utterly vomiting everywhere halfway through the second verse, much to Uncle Lev's amusement. And servants come in, clean up the vomit, wiping it off of the table and tapestries as you continue to sing and drink late into the night. And that is where we will leave things this week.